Often controversial, but always entertaining, Terrell Owens relishes his moments in the California sun.
We were out there having fun in the warm California sun.
The Candlestick Park of the 49ers Stadium. Seattle has won the toss of the coin, and they will receive.
Terrell Owens told us on Friday that the game to him is 10% mental, 90% Hollywood. He's just trying to have some fun out there. He's 7 years here in San Francisco. He's put up fantastic numbers over the last 5 years and enjoys the game and wants to try to outdo himself in that Sharpie incident.
And he can play. And don't think there's not some revenge involved.
Oh.
And Seattle will start at the 40 as the kickoff goes out of bounds. James Williams was back to field it, but it soared out of bounds, and Seattle will start in great shape.
You got to know where you're at on the field. I mean, that is just a mental error that if you're going to be the kickoff returner, you got to know where you're at on the field when you field it. And to start down here, it cuts your playbook and play selection in about 10th.
I thought they were going to bring it back to the 40. Instead, it's back at the 3-yard line. I thought the kickoff went out of bounds. It did, but he touched it first.
Yeah, Pat, it gets the fans immediately into the game here.
Yep. This is a tough way to go. John Alexander almost to safety. He got his nose and the nose of the ball out of the end zone, and that's about it. The offensive line: Jones, Gray, Robbie Tobeck, Wedderburn, and Terry. The backs and receivers: Alexander, Strong, Robinson, Jackson, and Mealy, the tight end.
Look at Julian Peterson down here. I mean, when the ball's at the 1, the defense is thinking about scoring in this end of the field.
49ers have John Keith starting at safety, his first start ever. As a matter of fact, he's been cut by the 49ers twice. They finally, because of injury, had to bring him back.
3 seconds in duration.
Hasselbeck will go over and visit with Holmgren.
We're talking to Mike last night about that offensive performance they had last week, their best of the year, probably the best since Holmgren's been here, and they got off to a horrible start last week. They were down 10-0, and he said he just got ticked off about the whole thing and just said heck with it. He just started throwing bombs, and they completed them, and then he said, I don't have any answers for it. You know, I mean, things just got good after that.
Well, it couldn't be much more horrible than this situation is.
Well, maybe this is the time for a bomb.
Maybe so.
The other thing Hasselbeck said was that he had his best game ever, and he said he got dinged on about the 3rd play, and he said he was cloudy, mentally cloudy for most of the game. And his dad told him, Don Hasselbeck, former player, said, no, maybe you should just get hit.
Stay in that cloud.
Stay in the cloud.
They're at the 1 now. Hasselbeck is going to go. Incomplete. Tried to hit the slant to Corin Robinson. The 49ers start Carter, Flanagan in place of Stubblefield, Young, and O'Keefer up front. The linebackers: Ulbrich, Smith, and Peterson. The secondary: beat up Webster, Parrish, Keith, and Plummer.
This has been a problem down for Jim Moore Jr. in the defense. 3rd down, worst in the league. They give up about 50% of every 3rd down for a 1st down. So this is what they're really trying to do. Get off the field on 3rd down here.
3rd and about 12. Hasselbeck again. Pump fake, throws up the middle. Got some punting room, but not a 1st down. Bobby Ingram made the catch. Dana Stubblefield had a stomach virus and was hospitalized overnight. So that's why Flanagan is starting instead of Dana.
And, you know, the injuries have been piling up, and now the sickness for San Francisco. So their depth is going to have to play big here today against a good and improving Seattle offense.
Injuries and sickness together are not good. Jeff Fiegel's back to punt. Jimmy Williams deep. Williams was a good kick by Fiegel. Williams sifts his way for a couple of yards. Keith Evans down to make the stop. But the 49ers will take over. Garcia, remarkable. The offensive line. Derek Deese, Heitman, Newberry, Stone, and Gregg, 2 ex-Giants. Hurst, Beasley, Owens, Streets, and Johnson, those who handle the ball, and it'll be a busy day for Garrison Hurst.
You're right, Pat. I mean, this is the worst rush defense in the league. It should be pretty simple. Garrison Hurst wants the ball. They should give it to him.
On first down, Hurst picked up a few. Let's look at the Seattle defense. The front 4 will be Cochran, Randall, Eaton, and King. The linebackers, Terry, Huff, and Simmons. And the secondary, Lucas Robertson, Tung, and Sean Springs. 49ers have Owens and Streets at wide receiver. Garcia throws to Owens at the Seattle 40. Garcia is remarkable. When you look at him, the last thing you'd think he was a football player.
You know,
I could see him with a violin or something like that.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think he wants to be with the violin. I think he likes it with the football in his hands. He played in Canada for a number of years. He was just telling us that he was paying attention to the Grey Cup, the Super Bowl of Canada this week. Edmonton won the game. Of course, he was with Calgary, won a couple himself, a couple MVPs. He just loves to play the game.
He rolls, semi-rolls, throws, incomplete. Intended for Hurst. He said, in fact, that's where he got comfortable when the 49ers go to the shotgun, was playing in Canada.
Well, you know, they only have 3 downs in Canada, Matt, so you've got to get that first down in 3 downs. And then the field's wider and longer, and so they threw the ball every play. He said it was in the shotgun almost every single play, and had a chance to throw it. It was like a passing academy there. And then the other thing he said he likes to get hit early in the game. It kind of gets him into a groove, and said he never got into that groove on Monday night against the Eagles.
This is Hurst, and his second effort comes near a first down. Stopped by Marcus Robinson.
Well, Garrison Hurst, you know, was the featured back here before Kevin Barlow got drafted last year, and they rotated this year, and it's been very effective. I mean, they're the 5th leading rushing team in the league, but he wants 20 carries. He wants 25 carries. He wants a chance to wear down a team and then pick up those big yards in the fourth quarter like good backs get a chance to do.
You talk about respect of teammates. This is a timeout, Seattle. Garrison Hurst is almost held like some kind of a god by his teammates. They know the regimen he went through.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 12th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
Which are your colors? What brightens up your day? What is your passion? What puts a smile on your face? Laughter is the music of the soul. It's your way of telling the world you can be happy, that you live in full color. Being true to yourself is what you really enjoy. Be you. Budweiser. True.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
We're at the 49ers ball yard in San Francisco. Home of the 49ers. It's 3rd and short. And they are very effective in this situation.
Well, they've been the best team in the league on 3rd down all year. On 3rd and 1, 11 out of 14. Fred Beasley's got a number of those, but Garrison Hurst, the lone back right now.
3 wideouts. Make it 4. Well, that's tight end who moves at the last second. Garcia sprints out. Throws deep. Throws away. Terrell Owens the target. 4th and short. And they're going to go for it, I believe.
Odd call, Pat. Odd call on 3rd and 1.
Yep.
You got Garrison Hurst back there. Remember now, Seattle, I mean, they go to Terrell Owens over here against Sean Springs, does a good job of running him to the sideline. But really, with Garrison Hurst there, with Fred Beasley, an excellent blocking fullback, and a Seattle defense that hasn't stopped anybody on the ground this year. Put a lot of pressure on this 4th down call.
Beasley in front of Hurst. Hurst. First. At the 25, Reggie Tongue made the stop.
I have a feeling, Pat, you may say that a couple of times more today. A Hurst for a first.
Yeah.
You know, he is, you were talking about the respect that he has amongst his teammates to be the 2-time comeback player of the year in this league, to come back from an ankle surgery that nobody thought he could come back from, where he never stopped believing and his team never stopped believing that he could come back.
If anybody had stopped believing, he would not have come back. Picks up about 4. Antonio Cochran made the stop.
You know, this defense last week, I mean, it's not often that you give up 550 yards to another team like they did to Kansas City last week.
And win.
And they did it last week. They made a couple of plays, though. Orlando Huff had an interception in the end zone. They get off the field a couple times on 3rd down, but they're not a good tackling defense. They had a hard time just getting lined up and getting the right personnel on the field, so they weren't giving themselves much of a chance to play good defense last week.
And they're not very big.
No, and they're missing a couple of good players like Chad Brown.
Oh, that's not good. Here's Garcia back to throw it. Up the middle, he missed. Picked off by Reggie Tongue. And Reggie gets it out to about the 17-yard line.
And Jeff Garcia, who doesn't throw many interceptions, only 6 all year coming in today, that was a bad throw.
Uncharacteristic for Jeff Garcia. He just doesn't throw many interceptions.
Mr. Stevens, it'll get you in, out, and on with life.
So, are you guys related?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by DirecTV. Movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment.
The Seahawks escape what looked like disaster with an interception. Jeff Beagle's good punt helped him out. 49ers blitz. Warren Robinson, the target, lucky to get rid of it.
Now here's the interception. Look at the middle of the field. They're exploited with Eric Johnson going down the middle. And it's wide open. Now, Garcia missed it, overthrow it, but this is what he had to deal with. Look at Chad Eaton right here. Look at the hand come up. So Garcia, you know, sometimes you can't always throw it between the trees. You try and throw it over it. And I think Eaton really affected that throw.
2nd and 10. Hasselbeck incomplete. Mealy, the target. Derek Smith, the defender.
You know, Pat, you did that game in Dallas when Emmitt Smith got that record. And that day, Trent Dilfer got hurt, and Matt Hasselbeck came in. We're talking to center Robbie Toback, and he said when Hasselbeck came in on that day, he said the whole huddle changed. And, you know, they came back and they won that game. And since then, he's really been good, and he's gotten off to some slow starts, but he's throwing the football very well.
He really took charge that day. This time, he escapes one sacker. Pass complete. Bobby Ingram got free, and if it's Ingram, you think first down.
Ingram is so good on third downs, Pat. 28 catches this year out of his 31 have gone for first downs. And this is Hasselbeck, who has a lot of Jeff Garcia in him. The ability to be elusive under a pass rush, but to keep his head downfield, keep focused, and find the open receiver.
Nothing. Maurice Morris gets nothing. Right now, let's return to James Brown for a game break.
Pat and Bryant with a series at first and goal. Minnesota could not convert, had to settle for that 29-yard field goal by Gary Anderson. We're 1 second away from going into overtime. The clinching touchdown, Buffalo over Miami. Drew Bledsoe going up top looking for Eric Mose. Tipped by Sam Madison, still caught by Mose, and Buffalo wins it by 17 for the sweep. Back to Pat and Bryant.
Buffalo staying alive with that win today. Get back to
Miami just has all kinds of problems when they play up north.
That, and they struggle in December.
Alexander, the ball carrier, left side for a few.
Well, we mentioned that Seattle's defense not very good against the run. San Francisco has been horrible against the pass, and on third down, the worst in the league. So here we are. They want to get off the field on third down. They've made a lot of changes now today. Mike Rump there, going to go inside and cover the slot receiver, get him off of the edge, try to hide him there. A couple young players, Rashad Holman back there.
Morris, the deep back. 49ers showing blitz. Let's see if they back out of it. No, here they come. In the direction Mike Rump was wrapped around his legs.
Well, Mike Rump, who is right here covering the slot, if he's not good in coverage, why not send him? He's a great athlete, a #1 pick. He's the one that finds the opening and gets the pressure. So find ways, find creative ways that you get your talent on the field and maybe get them out of those situations where they've been exposed lately. Build a little bit of confidence that way.
Jeff Beagles back to punt. Jimmy Williams deep for the 49ers. Another good kick. Fair catch at about the 17. Nothing. 7:33 left in the first.
The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in a play. And don't you know, it's a beautiful new day. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue Sky, look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you.
Feast your eyes on the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Sizzling strips of marinated steak and grilled veggies. All the great fajita flavors now wrapped to go in a grilled tortilla.
Ooh, fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taste the new fajita grilled stuffed burrito and think outside the bun.
Men in Black 2 on DVD and video. Get ready for close encounters.
Hell no.
Of the wildest kind. On 2 discs packed with special features. Men in Black 2. Buy it now on DVD and video. Whoa.
Is America ready for The Simpsons on reality TV?
Hey, that kid with my latte. He's not coming, is he? Is he?
The Simpsons, all new at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
First and 10 back at the 17 for the 49ers. 52-yard punt by Jeff Beagles. Garrison Hurst has 4 carries, 24 yards.
I would expect him back here behind Fred Beasley to get a lot of touches.
Not this time. Garcia ducks under and finds J.J. Stokes, who scrambled free. The 49ers have 3 good, big wideouts.
And this is why they didn't run the ball, Pat. I mean, look at the way Seattle's playing defense. They only have 1 safety. So you got all this area here that you can throw the ball into. Everybody's up there to stop the run. Garcia sees that. He switches to a pass right there at the line of scrimmage. Garcia jumped on that throw. He could be a little bit awkward sometimes, but he got it there.
Owens is the man on the move. This is Hurst. Big hole for Garrison Hurst. Right now, let's quickly return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat and Brian, Tennessee scored a touchdown on a 2-point conversion with under 10 seconds left in regulation to force overtime. And then Joe Netley bangs on this 48-yard field goal. Tennessee has now beaten the Giants 4 consecutive times. The Giants fall to 500 back. Pat Summerall and Brian Baldwin.
Didn't look like the kind of day we have here in San Francisco back in New York.
No.
You saw the NFC East standings.
Giants back in the race now.
Yep.
Well, it changes week to week.
Yeah. Losing today was a heartbreaker.
How about the number of overtime games, though?
Yeah.
Got a couple of them today. We've had the most overtime games in the season so far through this part of the season than we've ever had. And, of course, we had one in Champaign last week with the Lions and the Bears that drew a little bit of...
that's the town.
That's the town, yeah. Of course, Marty Morningway kind of called out this week about his decision not to take the ball in overtime. Of course, he put the call into Mike Holmgren the next day, calls him coach. Coach, did I do the wrong thing? Coach had to tell him he did the wrong thing.
He said you don't give up the ball
unless
it's a monsoon.
You don't get many monsoons in Champaign.
You don't. He has disciples scattered around the NFL. Andy Reid in Philadelphia, of course. Mariucci here, Gruden in Tampa Bay. Dick Giron in Chicago. Marty Morningwig, we were just talking about, and Mike Sherman in Green Bay.
Mike Sherman called him this week.
Yeah.
And Mike Sherman had some words from Warren Sapp that everybody's probably heard about this week.
Yep.
He called him, Coach, did I do the right thing? He said, nope, didn't do the right thing.
So they won't be calling again next week.
Probably not. The only one that doesn't call him Coach is Mariucci.
Right. Appears to be a first down on the sneak by Garcia.
Mooch was down this week. He didn't seem like the Mooch that we know. I mean, I think he's concerned the injuries and how to plug a lot of holes in the secondary. Unsure about, losing Kevin Barlow, losing 2 games in a row. I mean, all those things, you got to find a way to get out of it. One game can turn that around.
There's a team that's playing very well right now. Indianapolis.
Very well. I think that win against Philadelphia about 3 weeks ago really spurred them on.
Garcia back to throw. Deep. Nobody's going to be there except the Seahawks. Ken Lucas dives and makes the interception. How about Kansas City? Can they score and run up some yards?
Oh, yeah. Priest Holmes showed it last week.
Seattle ball. Back at their own 7. Jeff Garcia in the first 11 games, 6 interceptions. Today, 2. And this is a serious meeting.
That's the class is in session right there, Pat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and those are the photographs he's looking at to figure out why he threw in a double coverage that time.
Hasselbeck back to throw it. Drops it underneath to Alexander. What was Jeff Garcia looking at?
Well, he's seen a 1 safety. He's going to try and run this little skinny post here. But the safety jumps over the top of it. And there's a miscommunication right here because Ty Streets is running here and the ball's going there. And then Terrell Owens is going to let him know about it. And Garcia doesn't want to be airbag. He doesn't want any part of that.
13-yard gain from Hasselbeck. Flag on the play. Corin Robinson made the catch. Banged out of bounds, but there's a flag on the play. Tom White is the referee. Well, this is going to be against San Francisco. I was talking to the all-time guru, especially here,
Mr. Walsh.
Bill Walsh, before the game, and he had apprehensions about Seattle. He said this team is just starting to break out and get people healthy.
Well, he's right. He's got that core group. We just saw Corin Robinson and Sean Alexander back-to-back plays from a young quarterback, Matt Hasselbeck, and I think that's part of the reason why Mooch was, really concerned this week, coming off a bad Monday night loss in a short week and getting ready for a team that's getting better.
Alexander. Mike Holmgren was saying he has to keep after Sean Alexander to take it up the field. He wants to dance.
But, he can talk to his quarterback up to 15 seconds before the snap. So the quarterback, Matt Hasselbeck, has got these reminders being jammed into his ear all game. So Mike is telling him, hey, Sean, hey, Sean, hey, Sean. And he has to
take it in there.
Yeah, stick it in there, stick it in there. And so he said most of the reminders that come to Hasselbeck are to Sean. And he's a guy that has the ability to break long runs and hit home runs, but you can't do that every play.
And he expects to do that on every play. Pass caught by Darrell Jackson. First down, Seattle. And let's again go back to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat and Brian, but here's something that looks like that happens on every play. In overtime, all tied, Atlanta and Minnesota. Look at Michael Vick. What does he do? 46 yards to pay dirt, 173 rushing yards on the day, breaking the single-game rushing record for quarterback in the modern era, held by Bobby Douglas. Back to Pat and Brian.
Michael Vick is a guy I'd pay to see play.
I think that's well said, Pat. He is a human highlight reel every week. I mean, he's the lead highlight every week right now.
He is. When they start voting for MVP, boy, what he's done with that Atlanta team, and look at where they stand now.
Well, that's 7 games in a row now without a loss. They're the hottest team in pro football. And, you look at Atlanta and you look at New Orleans. They used to be in this division, the NFC West.
Yeah.
San Francisco has really benefited by the loss of Atlanta and New Orleans to the new NFC South division.
One of those Atlanta losses was to Chicago, a game they should not have lost.
Wow, we did that game early in the season.
Alexander down to the 31.
Well, on this drive here, Pat, Hasselbeck is starting to get into a groove, and they're starting to, again, exploit the secondary of San Francisco. And it's not just Mike Rump. They've gone after Ahmad Plummer now. They've gone after Jason Webster. They're getting a lot of guys involved, and you just worry about the whole psyche and confidence of the secondary of this team right now.
Two losses in a row for a team like the 49ers will make you start to have self-doubt. Hasselbeck inside Robinson, a very physical, very talented receiver that you haven't heard much about.
Well, Pat, here's the situation. You see, Ingram is here. He's got double coverage, so it's one-on-one here with Corin Robinson. And Robinson, we met him last night, is a big physical guy. I mean, Ahmed Plummer is a nice corner, but he's 5'10". Corin Robinson at 6'2", a former basketball player, former running back in high school. I mean, he's a running back with wide receiver skills and getting more confident every game.
And a tough guy. Hasselbeck looked to his right and came off that read and threw it to Mealy in the middle. And that should be enough for a first, or close to it.
I tell you, just watching Hasselbeck, it's amazing when quarterbacks begin to get confident in how they see the field. That time Hasselbeck looked right. He stayed on his receiver. He wasn't open. He came back to the middle. He found him open in the middle. All of a sudden, everything slows down, Pat. It's like getting your driver's license when you're 18 and afraid to come out of your driveway, and by 21, you're speeding down Fifth Avenue in New York City without a nick.
Must be late at night. Here's Hasselbeck looking. Incomplete. Darrell Jackson, the target.
One of the things they do with Hasselbeck, as opposed to Dilfer, is they move him outside the pocket So this is what you call plastering a receiver. You know, play kind of breaks down, it comes back to the ball. You got to stay in a shadow. Just wherever that shadow goes, you got to stay right there.
If that had a chance to be complete, it was thrown where there would be no interception. If anybody was going to catch it, it would have been his target.
A little help down there.
Alexander hesitates a moment, and in the NFL, you can't do that.
I wouldn't even go with the run. I would just keep throwing the football. I'd throw it 50, 60, 70 times against this defense right now because
with the way they're beat up.
Back there, and like we said, I mean, that confidence there isn't there. The only way you get the confidence is by stopping teams and making plays, getting interceptions. Well, I mean, 2-to-1 pass to run right now, but
right tackle backed out a little too early. That's Chris Terry, newly acquired from Carolina. Actually, he was just picked up.
Yeah, he just got picked up last week.
Start. Number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Yeah, not just picked up. He started 4 years in a row at Carolina at that right tackle position. They feel lucky because the injury to Floyd Womack last week, he couldn't have played anyway. He didn't make the trip today. Wonder sometimes how a guy can come in and just join an offense. Just getting picked up in a week.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score: Seattle nothing, San Francisco nothing. Fox NFL Sunday from San Francisco will continue after these messages. Pat Summerall with Brian Baldinger back in San Francisco. Seattle ball 3rd and long at the San Francisco 12.
Sean Alexander split out all the way down to the bottom. A wide receiver here.
Hasselbeck back to throw it. Lays it underneath to a wide open Mealy, who's inside the 5. And got the first down, it appears.
Yeah, Mealy's just going to come across the field wide open on the drag, and San Francisco does a good job of coming off their zone, and Plummer making the tackle there and keeping him out of the end zone.
That was 3rd and goal, I beg your pardon, so we'll settle for a field goal anyway. Ryan Lindell, 15 of 20 on the year. Pops it through, and the Seahawks lead 3-0.
Hey, Jones.
They started off in a disaster situation, but they've got things turned around.
They built an empire based on loyalty.
All this right here is family.
This Friday,
I got this investment opportunity. There's this white guy, the hottest cat on Wall Street.
I didn't know you were going to bring it to me all in cash.
if you cross one of them,
Hey, Vic, he took the money.
you cross them all.
You saying Jack did this to you? Who committed that for?
I gotta go to war, man.
For your free team catalog.
Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with America's #1 pregame show. And these 49ers battle the Cowboys in a showdown between those two old rivals, and they've certainly had some clashes. Or the Eagles look to stay on top of the NFC East as these Seahawks or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox.
Pretty good drive by Seattle that time, 91 yards. Like to get a touchdown instead of a field goal, but they showed and went after the vulnerability of that 49er secondary. Seattle does the bunch formation here.
Yeah, then they scatter.
Yeah, they all break out like they're going to try and confuse him now. Where's my guy at? Where is he? I got to go find him.
Just kick it a little deeper. That'll confuse him. Jimmy Williams flashes out of the pack and up to the 30. Garcia heads on his teammates, and San Francisco trailing 3-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wrangler, real comfortable jeans. By Toyota, get the feeling. By Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, in theaters December 18th, rated PG-13. And by Siebel Systems, good service is good business.
A perfect day in the Bay Area. Not so perfect for the team representing the Bay Area as they trail the Seahawks 3-0. Garcia. Whoa. It looks like that is there when you need it. Garrison Hurst. That's Jeff Garcia's first interception. And the second one was wounded on the way down.
Yeah, and you know, he said that Monday night, it was just a weird feeling. Playing the game, the energy wasn't right. He didn't feel good. And just talking to him yesterday, he still didn't seem like he'd come out of it.
He said, I hope I do. Here's Hurst. And this time, nothing there. Taylor Poy. Let's go back to James Brown again.
Hey, Pat, to use Brian's words, and still not out of it yet is Kurt Warner in terms of out of his funk. Take a look here. Bobby Taylor reads this one all the way, picks off Kurt Warner, takes it 23 yards to pay dirt. 7-0 Phillies. Warner only 3 touchdowns and 10 picks on the season. Back to Pat and Brian.
There's that word again.
Yeah.
Funk for a quarterback.
You ask yourself why. What happens to a guy like that? Who was so great. Screen pass coming to Hurst, and he can't hang on. Well set up, too.
Well, you know, when the quarterback is in a funk, it seems like the rest of the team, you know, is in one, too. You know, I mean, when Mark Bulger was going good in St. Louis, guys were making plays that were phenomenal. There were highlight reels by Isaac Cruz and Torrey Holton. Here, you know, Garrison Hurst drops a pass. It just seems like, you know, that's got to be the heartbeat. That's got to be the guy that picks everybody else up on your team.
Well, there's certain guys who make the plays.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable. They always do. Same guys. Right now, nobody's making any plays. Either in St. Louis or here. Garcia up in the pocket, throws up the middle. Caught by Ty Streets.
Now, that's a play.
Yeah.
That's a play, you know, and that's Garcia right there because he felt the pressure. And then when Garcia feels pressure, he steps up into the pocket to pressure the defense. You'll see him here, you know, and his arms are flailing. And his eyes, though, never stay off down the field. Watch him here. Lamar King comes in his way. He feels it. Head never leaves the target. That's a nice throw. Good spot, 3rd down conversion, move the chains, huddle up, try to make another play.
He doesn't really, you know, step up in the pocket. He sort of runs up in the pocket.
He gets up there to clear all the traffic, Pat, get by it.
So he's got a play in an alley to throw through.
Get a little more vision.
Outside, Beasley. Not much.
You know, Garcia now, we were talking to the guru, Bill Walsh, before the game, and talking to him about Garcia, and his numbers are as good as anybody that's ever played this game, and especially here in San Francisco. It's shocking when
his numbers are actually better.
Yeah, better than Montana, better than Young, and look what he's done on 3rd down. He's been phenomenal on 3rd down the way he was just 2 plays ago.
2nd and 9. He gives to Hurst again. And Hurst crosses the 40. He is near another 1st down.
Well, here's what Garcia has done in comparison to Joe Montana and Steve Young. I mean, the touchdown to interception ratio right here, 90 touchdowns to 39 interceptions, and then the yards through his first 53 starts. I mean, they're, you know, he's above all of them. It's just amazing the way he continues to do it.
I said, Bill, your guy was a little bit smoother maybe than Garcia. Meaning number 16, Joe Montana. That wasn't Joe Montana, of course.
Oh, but he agreed with the smooth one.
Yes, he did. Beasley nudges for a 1st.
Now, Garrison Hurst now quietly is accruing some yards. He's got 46 yards here and 9 carries, and you feel like he's getting close to breaking one. I mean, he's hit it really hard on a couple of occasions, and it's been the secondary that's brought him down, but they're spilling him just a little bit here, trying to keep him as fresh as possible.
Garrison Hurst. Everybody had their doubts about his overcoming that injury, but not Garrison Hurst. Garcia scrambles out, throws out to Ty Streets, who steps out of bounds, stops the clock, and picks up a first down.
Now this is Jeff getting into a groove and getting out of that funk. When he starts running, and he can beat this rush in here. I mean, watch him step up now. You're right, Pat. He gets up to clear all the traffic. Now once he gets outside, now it feels like the CFL. It feels like he's back in Calgary, the wide open spaces, and just definitely dropped that ball over the defense.
There's a guy that's really coming on, Ty Streets.
Well, he's starting today. You know, he's in front of J.J. Stokes now, and it gives him more speed and quickness.
Hurst again.
Hey, I'm Kyle.
Matt Willick is in for Heitman. Well, Matt's 6'8", 315, something like that.
That's not exactly your prototypical guard size.
No.
You know, like big old silo in the middle, but that's the rookie Heitman, who's got a sprained ankle. Of course, standing next to Matt Willig is Derek Deese, who's got a badly sprained ankle. We talked to him yesterday, and
hasn't given up a sack all year.
No, you know, and he's the smallest left tackle in pro football, but he's just a dancing bear in front of his opponents on Sundays.
Flag on the play.
Timeout.
Seattle. 3-0. The Seahawks over the 49ers.
One day in the life of technology. Today, HP Technology is creating miracles of efficiency. It's helping brand new brand names flourish. It's producing prodigies of speed and reproducing color the way the artist sees it. HP Technology is inventing a new generation of animation and conserving the beautiful and the rare. It's powering the engine of the world economy, capturing perfect sound, and pioneering new frontiers for the world's great companies, thinkers, and doers. HP makes more things more possible. Everything is possible.
Got a buck? You're in luck. With something hot, something beefy, or something just plain irresistible tastes and incredible values every day, only on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
A student acts out.
He's an altar boy.
To hide a troubling secret.
There's nothing that you can tell me that'll shock me.
You'd be surprised, Mr. Hansen.
And a principal wrongly accused of attacking a parent fights to keep his freedom.
You're prepared to go to trial?
I'm innocent, Your Honor. An all-new Boston Public at 8/7 Central Fox Monday.
A little tape and a few bandages.
You know, you're trying to keep it together any way you can right now, Pat. I mean, Ron
This time
Stone.
of year,
Yeah, Derek Deese's ankles, you know, the hands, the neck, everything. You're starting to feel it right now. But really, I think the one reason why I believe San Francisco can dig themselves out of this little two and a half game funk right now is the play of the offensive line. They're still playing at a high level right now. They still play well together, regardless of who's in there.
And they need to give the rest of the team a wake-up call so they can join with them.
Maybe the offensive line should start that wake-up call. Slap around a little bit.
Terrell Owens has 1 catch. This is Garrison Hurst, and he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Anthony Simmons there to meet him.
But Terrell Owens there, he's frustrated.
Yep. Well, he stays that way, I think.
Well, unless the ball's in his hands or coming to him.
Yep. He's got something to sign.
Something to sign. The Sharpie Gate hasn't really produced much excitement so far today. He said that it took him 2 years to come up with something that could top what he thought was his gesture at Texas Stadium a few years ago.
Garcia fires outside to Owens, who's taken backwards. And this is going to be close to a first. Sean Springs on the coverage.
Oh, man, they gave him a good spot.
They sure did. Woo. Green Bay clinched today.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah, Green Bay, NFC North now win over Chicago today. 164th meeting, but well, I tell you what, Sean Springs took him on that side of the line.
Yes, he did.
And they gave it on the other side, a full yard over.
Garcia back after faking to Hurst. He's got some room up the middle. They say he won't slide, but he will duck.
Well,
and wisely so.
It's a good thing he ducked.
Yeah.
Would have been smarter to slide, but holy mackerel, I mean, the shoulder pad pops out here.
Yep.
Good play action fake. Here he comes again, Pat. Like you said, I mean, he likes to run up in that pocket. You know, he's got everything moving. He's got the hips moving. He's got the ball fakes, and man, they went after his head there too. He got knees wrapped around him, like he got caught in a pro wrestling clinch.
It's a wise choice he made, that ducking. Second down. Hurst inside the 5. Anthony Simmons made the stop.
You know, they really haven't been down in the red zone all that much lately. Less than 50% of the time they've got inside this 20-yard line. They scored touchdowns this year, and they've been one of the better teams in the league over the last 2 years, and this year struggling in this end.
They have a 3rd and about a yard at the Seattle 5. Seattle, on the other hand, has been not that effective in keeping teams out of their own end zone.
You got it.
Hurst. Touchdown. Garrison Hurst. From 5 yards out, the stretch got him in. 5 yards away. And the 49ers captured the lead.
And a lot of Garrison Hurst on this drive, as we kind of predicted they would do. And Garrison Hurst is earning those yards right now. You get the feeling that he's getting ready for a big day. Now they keep feeding him in the middle. They're giving it to him on the outside. That was a good 5-yard run. He'd gotten the first down before. Steady diet of Hurst early in his game.
Jeff Chandler, the new kicker. Adds the extra point at 7-0. Hurst has carried 13 times already for 55 yards. Not a bad beginning.
Now the one Billy made in 3rd grade. Aunt Sarah's angel.
Still got the wings.
Now I need the gingerbread house.
This time of year, what can you give the woman who gives all year? This would be a great way to start. A diamond bracelet from Kay Jewelers starting from only $99.95. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, that every Kay diamond is hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that you'll absolutely love it.
Nice gingerbread house.
Every kiss begins with K.
There is a limited time before Toyota's National Thanksgiving event ends. Right now, you can get some of the best values on Toyota's most popular models, like 0% APR financing on the roomy Sienna. This is also the time to get great financing or low lease rates on Camry, the #1 selling car in America, and the powerful Tundra. Or check out the all-new 4Runner. So hurry, because this event is rapidly reaching the 0 hour.
What's brown to me? One word. Mahoney. Mahoney does the work of 3.
So instead of 3 different guys for ground deliveries, overnight, and international,
hey, how you doing?
And 3 different pickup times, all I need is 1 Mahoney and 1 pickup. You wore the shorts for TV, didn't you?
One driver, 1 pickup, 1 reliable network. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Garrison Hurst scored the touchdown for the 49ers, the only touchdown in this contest. 5 yards for the 49ers, and they lead it. And about to kick off is Jeff Chandler. Line shot. They're going to bring this back, I believe.
Well, the other thing that drive did that San Francisco just had was it kept Seattle's offense off the field for over 8 minutes, and that's one of the reasons why you want to try to control the game with the running game.
The 49ers have always been very effective at doing that.
I mean, it's, you know, you're trying to get healthy, you're trying to get back in the win column, get a win here. I mean, that's pretty good. Keep that mastermind from designing offense and keeping those talented offensive players off the field.
I believe there's going to be an offside penalty against San Francisco.
Well, they're backing them up here.
To the 25. That's where they'll kick off. Here comes Tom White.
We were talking to the equipment manager about those footballs they use for this. You know, they got 12 footballs that they bring in that are sealed, like in hermetically sealed cases that they open up just to kick. So guys can't doctor the ball. They put a K1 on it, you know, and they want the return game in pro football. So they backed them up to the 30. It's hard to reach the end zone. Now they back them up 5 more. And all the kickers complain about it. And even Garcia said that he likes to
they need something to do.
They do have a hard time occupying their time, it seems. You know, in San Francisco, they keep changing their kickers. You know, Cortez is gone, Chandler's in. They changed their punter this week.
Whom they haven't used yet.
No. Bill LaFleur.
Yeah.
Was on San Diego's practice squad.
Tom White with the explanation. Steve Mariucci is not very happy or satisfied about the explanation.
You know, and I think this is why they don't put the names in the back of officials' jerseys back. They don't want those guys known, you know, so that when they slow games down and they get involved in these conversations. The other thing, I think they have to update those uniforms.
Why?
I don't know. It just looks like they're criminals or something, you know? I mean, you know, those type of stripes.
There are those who think they are.
I don't want to think of them that way. I want to think of them that they're working for us and they're doing an excellent job. And they need to give them more than just the initials of the position they work in, some sort of different stripes.
They back him up to the 25. Chandler lines it left to James Williams. And Seattle doesn't really get much out of what could have been very good field position with a better return. 7-3, 49ers.
Yo, Busta Rhymes, I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
I'm on a date with this honey, Erica. Right. Man, you could hook me up if you came by the table and said hi.
See what I can do, man.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, old dog, what's going on, Buster?
Can't you see I'm busy? Keeps calling me. Want to rap on my record.
You got disrespected. I don't think I got dissed at all.
Why you say that?
Did y'all meet Erica yet?
From last night?
Life is best told over a great tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time. Try the NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy an extra large pizza for only $8.99. Only available this season on Sundays and Mondays, so call today. Only at Pizza Hut. You make the call, we'll deliver the deal.
You're mine. I'm calling for you. Big dogs gotta eat. Big dogs gotta eat. Oh, yeah. Smoke like a joke. Broken egg yolk.
Not sure what they're into? With the Best Buy gift card, there's something fun for everyone.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Catch the comedy that proves your coworkers are as crazy as you think.
Is that coffee? I didn't see coffee.
Do you see it now?
Andy Richter, season premiere at 9:30 tonight on Fox.
Hey, Pat, that last conference and delay was over this official here who gave the ready for play signal. When that hand goes up, that means go kick the football, but evidently, Bruce DeHaven right here, the special team coach, said when you put that hand up, my kicker's going, whether he was ready or not to look at the play. And that's what that conference and what the re-kick was all about.
Straight ahead is Alexander, close to a first down carry. Tony Parrish made the stop.
Well, San Francisco a little thin in the middle of that defensive line with Dana Stubblefield out, so Flanagan is in there. He's taken over, but it kind of slows down that rotation that they've had this season. Saw Flanagan before the game, and he's always ready to play. He was doing his high steps and stretching out, and just a great guy to talk to before a game.
Not much. Alexander again. For the Seahawks, Alexander 7 carries, 22 yards. Hasselbeck is 8 of 14. Attempt number 15 coming up. Outside, he wheels it to Alexander. Not much there. A yard. John Keith played it well, tackled well.
Pat, I said at the open that the winner of this game would probably score somewhere in the 30s. And I'm definitely not have my amazing Prescott hat on here today because the defenses have got the better of both these offenses right now. Now, that could change here. That could change in an instant. I mean, a lot of talent on offense here, but I don't think either one of these offenses have been aggressive enough or as aggressive as they should against the defense.
Third down. Hasselbeck spins out, has time, is chased. And chased down by John Engelberger. He thought he could get the first on his own. He couldn't.
Well, John Engelberger comes all the way from the left end spot. Here he is over here. Young player that's been banged up a little bit this year, but one thing that this 49er defense has is it has youth and speed. And if you're going to get outside the pocket, they've got plenty of guys along with Andre Carter and Julian Peterson that can trace you down.
Jeff Fiegels. Another boomer by Fiegels. Williams got an alley. Jeff better turn it on. Forget about it. '89 yards. Jimmy Williams. Hoo-ha.
A little hoo-ha from you on that one, Pat?
Yeah.
I tell you, when the offenses are struggling like they have been, you got to lean on the special teams. And what a turnaround for the 49ers, because this is what crippled them on Monday night, was that Eagle punt return by Mitchell there in that game that sent them up, and it seemed like it was insurmountable lead, but Williams gives them a spark in an area where they struggled this year.
89-yard punt return. Chandler for the extra point. Is good. Like to look at that again. From the end zone.
Well, Jimmy Williams taking a punt from the leading punter in the league, Jeff Fiegels. And nobody touched him. I mean, watch this. I mean, this is unbelievable how you could have 21 other players on the field, and nobody touched James Williams on this return.
Amazing how Jeff Beagles, how fast he got out of the picture.
Well, he's not fast. Lack of speed will do that to you. There's Beagles. Beagles looked like he was in real quicksand. Boy, and I tell you, we talk about the 49ers this week, Pat, how, being over there, they seem subdued. They seem to be in a funk. It doesn't take much in this league to uplift, a team. And that, it comes down to making plays. We see it every weekend in this league, the highlight reels that we see after the games, during the games, and that's sometimes all it takes to really springboard a team.
Last time the 49ers scored on a punt return was 1998 by R.W. McQuarters. That's now with the Bears.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Oxygen, please.
Yeah.
This is James Williams, taken down at the 25 by Mike Rump. And Seattle has some work to do.
Look, coming in today, we thought that Seattle was going to have an advantage in the special teams. And one of the reasons why I thought they would stay in it, but San Francisco here, I mean, the big punt return right there by Williams. Right now they've got the upper hand. They made the big play. And you do that at home, it makes it tough for the visiting team right now.
Safety blitz coming. Pass drop. Hasselbeck hit him.
That's Corn Robinson's second drop today. He's a guy that Matt Hasselbeck said he's not as comfortable with him as he is with Darrell Jackson or Bobby Ingram. He's a young guy that has matured a lot from last year, but coming off his best game of the year last week, you've got to do it every week. You can't let that ball come and hit you in the body.
It will bounce off those pads.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, like a thud.
2nd and 10, Hasselbeck is back. Going deep. Incomplete, intended for Darrell Jackson. Hasselbeck rolling around. His backup is Jeff George.
Yeah, say that again, Jeff George.
Yeah.
I mean, people thought that the league had seen enough of Jeff George. And Mike Holmgren said that he's been a little quiet. And
he's always been quiet.
Yeah, been quiet. That Hasselbeck talked about the play last week where he was kind of in a cloud after getting hit. He might be in a cloud right now after just getting hit. Jeff George knows he's just one play away from being in there.
49ers showing blitz again. And off the corner. Quick slant to Darrell Jackson, but not enough for a first down, and the San Francisco 49ers take a timeout. They'll have 2 left. Niners lead 14-3.
Wow, entered to win a trip to the big game with John Elway.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Yeah, he's my best friend.
Entered to win a trip to the big game with John Elway. Odds of winning dependent on number of entries. Odds of becoming John Elway's best friend, not as good.
There's the guy who brought the last one back, Jimmy Williams, and Jeff Beagles.
Quick stop at the oxygen bar. He's right back out there.
This one bounces, and Seattle downs it at about the 37-yard line. 49ers have 2 timeouts left. Marcus Bell downed it.
Well, Garcia right now has to think, aggressive. I mean, San Francisco with the ball with 2 minutes and 9 seconds. We talked to Garcia about his 2 minutes drill. He said, He loves to start off with a screen or draw, get a quick play. They got to stop it at the 2-minute drill, the 2-minute warning. Get a quick play in, a little momentum, a little confidence going to start your 2-minute drill. Owens in the slot this time, in the left slot.
Streets the man in motion. Here comes Hurst. Everybody was gone. By the time Garrison Hurst got there, Ken Lucas nudged him out of bounds.
Well, there's the screen right there that we're talking about. Just a quick play. Get that pass rush going. I mean, nothing slows the pass rush down quicker than a good screen. And nobody out there on the edge. Nice job of sealing the man-to-man man on Hurst on the play.
2 minutes to go in the first half. 49ers taking charge.
Offers end soon.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, plus our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. All coming up on the Visa Halftime Report.
That girl had a finger looked like Kurt Warner's.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Terrible.
It looked like it was broken a few times.
It was pointing in the other direction.
I got one like that. I know what it's like. Let's see a change to the play.
He jumps up into the pocket and throws complete. Inbound. Ty Streets with the footwork.
Boy, and Ty Streets has been his go-to guy today, getting his start. Of course, he made his first start for the 49ers against Seattle about 6 weeks ago. See, he can run routes that J.J. Stokes wasn't very good at. He can get inside, he's quicker, and he's got a good burst. This is nice.
If the defensive backs start to crowd him,
yeah,
he's quick enough to get away from it.
He can get around him.
Hurst runs into a pack led by Lamar King and gets very little.
Well, they're down there in this part of the field where the clock isn't a big enemy right now. They're in striking territory, so they can take a little bit off and afford a draw, kind of change it up a little bit.
Plus, they've got 2 timeouts. Garcia. Oh, Streets. Ball was batted by Lamar King, bounced up, and Streets still made the catch.
Hey, nothing to it. Nothing to it, just a routine tip drill here. Garcia's going to throw a quick hitch, and that ball got tipped by Lamar King. Look at Ty Streets just stayed with it. Good concentration. Kenny Lucas, the defensive back, thought that ball was batted down. No way he was going to get it.
Here's Garcia. Owens. And Owens tips out of bounds. Inside the 10.
Doesn't take him long to do a little showboating. Go back to his formula of 10% mental and 90% Hollywood.
When does the playing part come into it?
Well, this is it right here. This is the playing part, okay? Nice hands here. You know, he gets out of bounds. He stops the clock, and now he's got a little bit of time to get back to the huddle. That's the Hollywood now. That kicks in. Gets the next play. Try to do a little football and try and work in that Hollywood part.
Garcia to Owen.
Here's the play.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, ineligible downfield on that.
Against San Francisco.
Well, the lineman must have been downfield. Yeah, I need new uniforms, Pat. New uniforms for the refs and names on the back.
But I want to. How do you want to dress him?
Number 65, downfield. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Ron Stone is going to be downfield right here, trying to get a hit on Anthony Simmons. He's 4 yards downfield in that play when the ball was in the air. You get about a yard leeway, but 3 yards is too much.
First and goal at the 13. Garcia looks, pulls her down, escapes again, as only he can do, and is out of bounds at about the 8.
He did a 360. Hit 360 spinning away from guys that are trying to clobber, trying to do a Warren Sapp to him. But he is elusive now. Watch this little whoop. There's a little hoo-ha. He keeps his eye. He's looking now. What the receivers are trying to do now, they call this a scramble drill. They're trying to come back into his vision. Look at him. He's looking across the field. Trying to anybody come back into his vision where if they can be open, he's going to flip it to him.
Second down. Hurst stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard. Timeout, San Francisco.
It's a big down here for Seattle because if they can hold them to a field goal, it's still just a 2-score game. You allow a touchdown in this situation, you go up 21-3. That's big odds on the road for Mike Sherman and his offense to come back on. And Garcia, who looked like he was in a little bit of a funk to start this game with the 2 interceptions, with his running and his style, has got himself back into the flow here.
Garcia, what a remarkable guy he is.
What a great story.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I see him, I can't believe this guy's a quarterback in the NFL. He looks like the guy standing with his wife on one of the old farmyards with a pitchfork in between them.
What'd you say? He also looked like a guy that played the violin, you said earlier,
yeah.
Right? But I mean, you know, he's got kind of a herky-jerky style now.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets everything out of his ability that he has. But the big thing is he keeps plays alive. And the thing that you can't underestimate, and what you don't get from violin players and from people with pitchforks, is he's tough.
Yeah.
You know, he'll take a hit.
I don't know, that guy with the pitchfork is tough too.
Guys with pitchforks don't usually have people chasing them like that.
That's right. Not for long. Here he is, firing end zone high and out of the end zone. Stokes was the target, and Chandler will come on.
Yeah, he doesn't like that one. Oh, I mean, he's hard on himself now. And
LaFleur is the holder for the upcoming field goal. Sorry.
See, I mean, here's Stokes in the back. He's open too now. And he's a big target. You know, he's about 6'6", and he never really gave him a chance to go get that ball. They blew the coverage on it. Nobody covered him.
Closest Seahawk was a linebacker. Stuck by, good, just barely. 23 yards away, and the 49ers lead it 17-3.
Your turn to pick a name for gifts, Terry. You are going to Radio Shack.
Right around the corner.
Lucky somebody.
Howie?
Shop early and save big at Radio Shack with cool gifts like an iRock MP3 player, Flat Photo, the ultra-thin digital camera, and a Cinevision DVD player for digital quality picture and sound.
Well,
let me see those. Howie? Howie? Howie?
Hi.
Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers.
Got a buck? You're in luck. With something hot, something beefy, or something just plain irresistible tastes and incredible values every day, only on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
17-3.
Now, when is it time that you start getting the Christmas decorations ready? I mean, I know you have a party next week.
Go ahead.
Maybe we see that Chandler here, second field goal since he's been elevated to that position, just squeezed that one in there. But
when is it time?
Yeah, I mean, is it right after Thanksgiving? Is it
no,
before?
No. Way
before Thanksgiving.
Before Halloween.
Because, and then how many Christmas trees is appropriate for one house? Because you're getting ready for the holiday season, and I know that you got a lot of trees in the house.
Well, you're going to be on hand, and that's important. Morris
But your dog has a Christmas tree, Matt.
Yes.
Yeah. Not everybody, celebrates Christmas and gives their dog a tree. And I think that that's good that everybody's included.
We even have the tree for the dog that's no longer with us.
Are they? Pat, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking to your wife now. The count of trees now, is it at a dozen right now?
Well, that was the latest. That was when I left.
Could be a few more have been brought in.
Everybody gets a gift. Everybody who comes to the party gets a gift. Alexander.
Seattle's looking for it.
Out of bounds. Yeah, they need a gift.
They need a gift right now to get into the holiday spirit. And that's been really the problem with Seattle now, is that they haven't been able to have any consistency in their games. I mean, they played a great game last week, coming off a horrible game against Denver the week before. They're trying to put 2 wins together here. Try to build some of that holiday spirit.
Deep and out of bounds. Hasselback for Darrell Jackson. Mike Holmgren, head of just about everything except ownership in Seattle. The high school athlete of the year, 1956, in the San Francisco Bay Area.
He wasn't sure exactly what that title was, Pat. I mean, you were kind of reminding him.
I clarified it with him before the game.
Okay.
Because one of his old teammates was here.
Is that right?
Who he said was the best running back ever.
So the best running back and best quarterback,
yeah,
on the field together.
Here's Alexander. That's the end of the first half with the score San Francisco 17, Seattle 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy, and the Visa halftime report after these messages.
Live performances by Justin Timberlake, Avril Lavigne, Nelly, Faith Hill, and more. Cedric the Entertainer hosts the 2002 Billboard Music Awards Monday, December 9th on Fox.
Fox Tuesday.
You're dating my math teacher?
I feel it's just awfully bad principal.
He doesn't care. He's dating the cheerleader.
You're invited to a Thanksgiving celebration.
You're back, and you're not even 8 months pregnant.
On an all-new That 70s Show.
Who likes dark meat?
Who doesn't? Am I right, ladies?
At 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Are you one of 38 million Americans who suffer from seasonal fatigue, characterized by loss of appetite and overall weakness? Then Damon Steak Provolone Combos may be right for you. Introducing Flame Grilled Sirloin, smothered in provolone cheese and mushrooms, paired with your choice of barbecue ribs, boneless chicken, or shrimp, each only $9.99. In test, some people did experience feelings of euphoria, which can only be duplicated by a return trip to Damon's. Damon Steak Provolone Combos are on for a limited time, starting at $9.99.
How long have you been waiting?
You live for technology. Love your handheld and digital camera. Why not choose a tire that's as technologically advanced? Bridgestone. Created with a vision, tested with a vengeance. By a brand that's been passionate about quality tires for over 70 years.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to those of you watching San Francisco and Seattle in the rematch, if you will, of the Sharpie game. Seattle right now trailing by the score of 17-3.
All right, tie-dye right, close. Garrison Hurst taking it in from 5 yards out. 49ers off and running, JB 7-3. And then Jimmy Williams, the longest punt return of this weekend. Earlier we saw one of 90 yards, JB.
That's right, so therefore.
This one's 89. 1 yard shy. Beautiful job. 14-3, 17-3 now. 49ers over the Seahawks at half.
That's that new math, Howie.
You guys leave me alone. I'm tired. Jay Feely, get in there and do something good today. Kurt Warner, good to have you back, bud. Warner steps up. Guns it, baby. Bobby Taylor reading his eyes all the way. 23 yards later on this interception. It's a touchdown. Philadelphia off and running over the Rams. 10-0 at half. 37 seconds.
And the Broncos are 4-4 since starting 3-0. Right now, 21-17 Chargers. LaDainian Tomlinson, 3 touchdowns. Peyton Manning, strong start, 13-0 over the Texans that near the half. And the Packers have clinched the NFC North thanks to that 10-point victory over the Chicago Bears, who contributed nicely with 5 turnovers. Vikings lose to the Falcons. Falcons win it for the first time in 9 regular season games there.
Panthers 13-6. Congratulations to Carolina. Cardinals. Well, their players are all banged up. They've got half of them on the injury.
And Howie Long picked which team?
Right, yeah, we can figure it out. Tennessee made a great comeback on this Giant team. On the road, winning 32-29. And then the Dolphins, with Ricky Williams, 228 yards rushing, wasn't enough as Buffalo wins that football game. My Steelers, 25-23. Jaguars go for 2.
Now they're your Steelers.
They have always been my Steelers. JB, take it, I'm tired.
And the Ravens now have won 9 in the last 10 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's turn to the big fella as we talk about Seattle, San Francisco.
Well, San Francisco, nothing.
He said big fella. Sorry about that. You can go next, Terry.
Yeah, we don't, well.
Go ahead.
I'm not going there. Jeff Garcia doing what he usually does, moving the ball on 3rd down in particular, success there. They're running the ball more than throwing the ball, kind of bringing it back in. Garcia, 2 interceptions. This game is not as close as it appears to be. If Garcia hadn't thrown the 2 interceptions, they'd run away with this thing.
I defer to Terry. I defer to, because you got something to say about
All right,
Michael
well, let's talk a little bit about Michael Vick.
With 320 more yards rushing in the remaining 4 games will tie Bobby Douglas,
that win
1972 quarterback for the Bears.
How
many yards?
Look at him. 900 will go to local news. Others will come back to hear the Blonde Bomber.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. Matt Kenseth and the NASCAR Young Guns were born to make racing more exciting. The Daytona 500 returns this February only on Fox.
Be there from the first note to the final vote. The next American Idol this January on Fox. If you haven't seen 24,
Give me a name!
If you lay a hand on me, you'll be taken off the case.
this is the episode you must not miss.
You were gonna tell me everything I want to know. I will kill you.
24, all new, 9/8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Yeah, you like that? You want to stack now?
This is Sean Alexander of the Seattle Seahawks. Sean helps the United Way build stronger communities by participating in programs that help strengthen families.
In the morning when we wake, the sun comes out. The sun comes out and dances for the birds and the bunnies.
Bravo, Sean.
And welcome back to the Visa Halftime. Along with the Blonde Bomber, I'm JB. Take it away, TB.
All right, Chicago Bears, after Brett Favre fumble, Brad Maynard, the holder, pitches this to Dustin Lyman. 12 yards later, touchdown, Bears off and running, 7-0. Now in the third quarter, Brett Favre, play action right, rolls left, Bubba Frank, back in the end zone. Touchdown pass covering 6 yards, 14-13, Bears by 1. And then Favre again, play action out of the eye, blitz, William Henderson out of the backfield, 1-yard touchdown. Got us a final here, ladies and gentlemen. Green Bay clinches the North Division, NFC North. Congratulations. Watch this one. Michael Vick, quarterback, Atlanta Falcons against the Minnesota Vikings. This 28-yard touchdown run ties it up 21-all. Then Michael Vick, 46-yard touchdown. This in overtime. Watch this. Inside, outside. Turn on that 4-2 speed. Here we go. 30-24, Atlanta up and running. Go to 8-3-1. Priest Holmes coming into this game, the leading rusher in the NFL, out of the eye, off to the right, touchdown, 2 yards out, 22 touchdowns on the season, 28-0, Kansas City final, 48-9-0. Let's go to Let's go to Miami and Buffalo. Ricky Williams, 55-yard touchdown burst, 21-17. Miami, 228 yards rushing on the day for Williams. And watch this. Bledsoe deep. Sam Madison there, tips it. Eric Moles catches it, 57-yard touchdown, 38-21, Buffalo over Miami. 3 touchdown passes on the day, Fitton from McNair to Frank Wycheck, of 19-yarder, 29-27, 2-point conversion, good. And then McNair gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Then Nedley hits this 38-yard field goal, JB. Whoa, hang on, 32-29, Titans over the Giants. Bingo. I know. A little spittage. Sorry about that, folks. Take it away, JB.
Halftime continues. Visa halftime after this.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Gina?
Team you want. Get your own Gridiron Classic available at NFL Shop on NFL.com.
The 49ers lead it 17-3 over the Seahawks on a beautiful day in San Francisco. And Brian, the 49ers started off with Dreamland continuing. Garcia had 2 early interceptions. They just didn't seem in sync. But they got things on track.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they were in the twilight zone. You know, the 2 interceptions early. You know, and then Garcia started moving the team a little bit, I think, with in and out of the pocket, making some plays, getting the ball into Owens and Ty Street's hand. And I think the big play that really opened this thing up here was the punt return for a touchdown by Jimmy Williams. 89 yards. He didn't get touched. And, you know, the other thing is Seattle really didn't do much with the 2 interceptions they got from Garcia. So I think there's a lot of football to be played in this game, Pat. The thing I look for from Seattle is I think they got to attack this secondary still of San Francisco. I mean, I still think that the confidence really isn't there. And I think you have to take that away from them. Go after it, make them play coverage, make them make plays in the field, and they certainly got the receivers to do it.
And the Seahawks have been very sluggish themselves.
Yeah.
Coming off a good performance last week. Here's that bunch by the Seahawks. Ryan Lindell to kick it off. Good kick down to the 5. Jimmy Williams, who broke the punt return out to about the 28. First half statistics look like this.
Well, San Francisco had almost 200 yards of offense. You know, that's a pretty good day. And, you know, they got almost 20 carries out of the running game with Garrison Hurst getting most of those. So that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to try and play keep away. They did for over 8.5 minutes on the 1 touchdown drive. And Seattle just, you know, has really struggled to get into a rhythm where you felt like they could drive the field, convert third downs, and hang on to the football.
I don't feel like they've reached that point yet.
No.
But San Francisco has the ball right now. Jeff Garcia, the quarterback, Owens in motion. Garrison Hurst bangs it up the middle. Marcus Robertson. Let's go down to Brian Weber on the sideline.
All right, Pat, thanks very much. Spoke with both head coaches during the break from the 49er perspective. Steve Mariucci was very pleased with the way his defense played, considering all the injuries. Would like to get Owens more involved, but won't get away from the balance that worked in the first half. Mike Holmgren told his team at halftime, simply, they got to stop making mistakes, block better, hold on to passes. And, fellas, both coaches agreed this game changed on the punt return. Back to you.
Thanks, Brian. Sounds so easy. Hurst at the line. Doesn't get a first. John Randall. First time we've said his name today.
Yeah, John Randall in the middle. I mean, people forget that he's even up here in Seattle. Look at him. I mean, he's still talking. He has something that he does. You know, he reads the bios on all of his teammates and all of the opposition. And then he uses that information against them, and it'll throw it out at him.
There were days when he was with the Vikings when people listened. Now he just talks.
Well, you know, he's still a very good pass rusher. Never was the greatest against the run, but he could get upfield and get to the quarterbacks.
3rd and short. Garcia drops it to Owens, and that'll get enough for the first down.
You know, 3rd and short this year has been a down where that was Kevin Barlow's down. I mean, that was a much bigger back, you know, almost 250 pounds. Now that he's going to be gone for about 3 weeks with an ankle injury, but that was the guy that in 3rd and short, they really felt they could get him on the field with Fred Beasley at fullback. They could convert those. Garrison Hurst doesn't have that kind of size or power.
Football has changed in the way you call plays and the frequency and how you call them. Here's Garcia on first. Over the head of Owens. Used to be, you never threw the ball on first down. The 49ers just did. Second and long, you threw it.
Sure.
Third and short, you never threw it. You ran. Now that's all changed.
Well, that's changed, but it's always been a guessing game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's always been the chess match back and forth, was guessing and trying to get a jump on what the other team was going to do in certain situations. You know, they print out these computer printouts for miles and miles of paper trying to, okay, 2nd and 5, this is what the Mooch does. You know, and then you try and bank off of that.
The only problem is both teams have those computers.
Yeah. Everybody has the same information.
Ty Streets makes the reception.
You know, what you haven't seen from the San Francisco offense today is, you know, anything deep. I mean, everything has been in front of Seattle today. Nothing down the sideline, nothing on the field. You talk about the computer printouts. This is the photography printouts that they get. You know, they got full-time guys over there. There's the play. 2nd and 10 at the 44. That was the last play. And they got a book of it. The whole book of every game, every play during the game in a photography book.
Third down. Here's Garcia. That looking incomplete. And the 49ers. Pass was for Owens. The 49ers will have to punt for the first time today.
Owens giving a little lip to J.J. Stokes about something on that route. No, he wants, I think, this Sharpie 2 thing to kick in. He wants to get in the end zone. I think he has something up his sleeve or in his sock or something that he wants to do. He comes right around. He gives us a. Now, you can only take so much of that if you're a teammate. And then you say,
they're not yelling at Stokes.
No, he looked like he was
walked by Stokes. Bobby Ingram was back deep. So Seattle takes over after a 37-yard punt by Bill LaFleur, the new 49er kicker.
Life is measured not so much by what you do as by what you do for others. For almost 2 decades, the people of Southwest Airlines have helped make the Ronald McDonald House a home away from home for seriously ill children and their families. Here's to the special spirit that brings us all together. The spirit.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Porsche. Discover what only Porsche brings to driving.
Seattle has the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Hasselbeck from behind, really leveled by Tony Parrish, who came on a safety blitz.
Well, you know, Hasselbeck saw him too. I mean, he was looking at him. Here's Parrish. He's playing with them, and there's nobody to block him. And he has to get rid of that football before he gets there. And he kind of knows that. He's got to speed up the clock in his head. But that's a free shot that may make him a little bit cloudy. That we talked about in the first half.
Could be.
Yeah. Jim Moore Jr. calling a good game defensively today.
Pass is intercepted by Parrish. He can get up and run, and he does. And Parrish out of bounds at about the 3.5-yard line.
Well, I saw Tony Parrish in practice this week with the new safety, John Keith. You know, he changed positions to accommodate him. And he said we had to work on our communication. And this one was just an unbelievable effort to tip the ball up to himself, stumble and get on his feet, and now try to pick up a convoy. You know, and this is the situation last week that Warren Sapp got accused of so much trouble. But let me tell you, when a defense becomes an offense and trying to score, you get aggressive with the ball. And you try to score with it.
He returned it to the 4, where it's first and goal, 49ers. Hurst bangs it into the end zone, I believe. Maybe they'll mark it a little bit short. It's where the ball is. His head was over, but the ball wasn't.
Yeah, these are tough yards inside now. Boom. That's Anthony Simmons he just ran into. Did a good job of protecting that goal line. The day that Hurst is having, I'd let him have another shot at it.
Second and goal. Hurst didn't make it then.
That's where you like to have the big back, Barlow. You like to have a guy like that. I mean, the other guy that they have down here is Fred Beasley, who's a powerful guy, but he's all banged up. He's got injuries from the head down to the toe, but he's a player though. I'd stay right with this. You know, the offensive line, they love this part of the field. They want to score. The offensive line thinks that if I drive my man into the end zone, it's like I have the ball, I'm scoring. They want to score.
Hurst again.
Yes,
this time he's in.
I see Newberry's picking him up to center. You know, and the offensive line scored. They had their defensive tackles and linemen in the end zone that time.
Garrison Hurst's second touchdowns. 1 yard out.
Yeah, this is the first time in a month that the 49ers have scored more than 17 points. So, you know, I mean, it's coming from a lot of different ways. The defense creating field position, the special teams getting a touchdown. It's usually not just one area of your team that has to improve to get your scoring up.
Jeff Chandler. It's the extra point. Here's the interception. Sets up the 1 yard touchdown by Hurst. Parrish.
For over 8. Malcolm, all new, 9, 8 Central, tonight on Fox.
Garrison Hurst, who scored the touchdown, all set up by the 19-yard interception return by Tony Parrish on a deflected interception. Chandler set to kick it off. Williams at the 15. Looked as if he had found an alley. Jimmy Williams brought him down. The 49ers in command of the situation at the moment and the NFC West.
Let's circle back to Cincinnati with those figures, you know. I'm worried about Red Bull.
Oh, no. It's off? Okay, I'll be right there. Guys, I gotta go.
I think we can achieve substantial market penetration in Pacific Rim.
That's awful. Really sorry, but I have to go.
The new Boxster. It is, perhaps, the perfect getaway car.
Are leaders born, or do they rise out of adversity? At AIG, we believe the greatest risk is not taking one.
Guys are counting on me.
Gotta go.
Just one night.
Just one night.
Coming this February, the world's best drivers return to Fox with the 45th running of the Great American Race. The Daytona 500 drops the flag on 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage, returning this February on Fox. The cable car is not an entry.
But you know where you're at when you see one.
Yeah, you sure do. You ever ridden on one of those things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I've done the tourist thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going. I just jumped on one.
Up the hill.
I rode down a hill the other day, Pat. I swear that I had my foot on the brake the whole time because I thought, man, and it's going right down to the sea there. I thought if there's any problems with this rent-a-car, I'm going to get wet fast.
Ooh. I was not with you.
No.
I'm happy. Jeremy Stevens made the catch. Let's go to James Brown back in Los Angeles for a game break.
Hey, Pat, St. Louis is not helping his cause at all with this fourth turnover. Take a look at Lamar Gordon. Fumble right here, recovered by Philadelphia. Philadelphia right now nursing just a one-touchdown lead. That in the third back to Pat Summerall and Brian Baldinger.
Well, that Eagles defense is just stifling. I mean, on a short
really
week,
are.
They didn't get back into Philly till about 5 in the morning from San Francisco.
Hasselbeck
got him.
down the middle, got him. Touchdown, Seattle. Flag on the play, however. Darrell Jackson took the strike from Hasselbeck, but there is a penalty marker down.
And he went after Mike Rump, the rookie cornerback that a lot of people have been going after this year. Mike Holmgren made some adjustments at halftime to try to isolate him, now that he's gone from outside to inside.
You want them to change uniforms now.
Well, what color is that, Pat?
Well,
I mean,
black and white. Vertical.
Well, I mean, there's the away uniforms. They're more bearable. But, you know, at home, it looks like algae's all over them.
Oh, you're talking about Seattle. I'm talking about the officials.
Number 97, defense. That penalty is declined. We have a touchdown. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting. Number 82, San Francisco. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, Mike Holmgren won't be too far away from Darrell Jackson after that taunting incident.
No.
Yeah,
it used to be.
There's Mike. He's going to find him.
That all the other officials wore white hats and the referee wore black hat. We finally got him to change that.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I think we should stay on him. We keep changing it a little bit. Just update it.
Well, I don't know. You got to give him an idea if you're going to change the suit.
True.
Mike
Correction, the
Holmgren
penalty
did.
is on the kickoff, but the foul is on Seattle.
Seattle showed just the explosiveness that they're capable of strike with. And Mike was saying how proud he was of Darrell Jackson, who took that shot by Darrell Woodson in Dallas about a month ago, and had the concussion and then had the seizure after the game, and he put that fear behind him to get back on the field last week.
Mike looks so calm, but there's
Vesuvius inside.
Pot is boiling inside. Yep. Lindell's extra point is good. Jackson scored a touchdown. 36-yard touchdown catch from Hasselbeck. And the Seahawks, 24-10, the score.
Yeah, here he is in motion. He's going to be coming along, and here's Mike Rumps. He's got a man-to-man, and he never got a jam on him, and Matt Hasselbeck saw it all the way. You know, when that guy trails you in motion, you know that he's yours. It's one-on-one.
And you know when he turns up the field, he's going to be moving.
Yeah, he's going full speed. Well, that's what it is. Just flipping it back, and then Rump gives it back to him, and then Darrell Jackson does something that hurts your knees real bad.
And your coach.
Yeah.
And your team.
And that's why you just stop all the nonsense. You're down 2 touchdowns. You're on the road. You don't need to be doing any of that. And that's why they should throw the flag.
You're so right. You don't need to be doing all that. Signing balls and hurting your knees and going into whatever rumba that was.
Yeah.
Just play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's the hit by Darrell Woodson, who was fined an awful lot of money for that hit.
Yes, he was.
And then last week, he came back and played with no fear, which you love to see, because sometimes when you get hit like that, that feeling lingers a long time. But Darrell was able to put the fear behind him. The concussion cleared up pretty fast, but they had to keep him out for a couple weeks because of the seizure and all the precautions that are necessary when something like that and something scary like that really happens.
So they're going to kick off from the 15-yard line.
And that taunting is going to give San Francisco great field position.
I hope those gyrations have a name. Jimmy Williams taken down just shy of the 40.
Well, this offense now has a chance to kind of give the defense a break. I mean, they just got stung, and what they want to do is keep this ball away from Seattle, and they want to possess it now. Expect to see a lot of Garrison Hurst. You don't want that guy to get the ball back quickly because
still a lot of time.
A lot of time, and you know, confidence for a young player, a young team like Seattle is, can turn fast.
Hurst is the deep back. That's what they'll try to do, I guess. High streets. Tries to get away from the tacklers, but not successfully. This is the last time these two met in Seattle. Terrell Owens had now, if that's not taunting.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, Pat. I know it's probably not a place for it, but he actually, at halftime of that game, went and actually it was after halftime, he was on the sideline. He was looking for a Sharpie on the sideline.
Right.
So I'm going to score. I want to score. We're going to win this game. They're on the road. It was a Sunday night national TV game. And, you know, he talked to Sean Springs about it during the week. And so he put the Sharpie inside his sock.
Suppose I tackle him and get him around the ankles, and that Sharpie hits me in the eye.
Well, we got problems here.
Yeah, we do.
Got a lot of problems. You know, they've outlawed anything from being inside socks now because of that.
That's exactly right. They should. They shouldn't have to. Intended for Stokes, who, no matter how tall he is, couldn't stretch for that one.
Well, the question about
4th and 7.
Question about Terrell Owens, I asked Sean Springs, who was beaten on the play, was did he have something in his sock? And I think he did. I think it was a game between the two guys.
Oh, you think he did? Springs did too.
I mean, I think he was looking. He said that if they get 5 balls thrown to me during a game and I'm covering a guy, I'm going to get 1 interception. And he was looking to make a play, make an interception. And it was going to be a contest to see who was going to sign first.
Bobby Ingram chasing and successfully catching up with the punt by LaFleur. And out of bounds he goes. And 42-yard kick and 8-yard return. San Francisco goes 3 and out. The Sharpies out.
Another holiday on the credit card, huh?
Yeah, my balance is really piling up. But I'll worry about that in January.
You could get a Capital One no hassle card.
Nah. I need
High interest charges running up your balance? Get the Capital One no hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
Dublin, Ohio, a town divided between Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger and Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
People, there's common ground here. Bert and Cindy, don't you both love Swiss?
Yes.
Of course you do. And who here doesn't enjoy hickory smoked bacon? Some like it on a whole breast filet, and some on a cheeseburger. But are we gonna let that tear us apart?
Yeah. Choose Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger or Chicken Bacon Swiss. It's better here.
I hate it when he does that.
Sorry about the dust.
Come on, guys, let's go.
The powerful new Chevy Trailblazer EXT. Room for 7. Room for everything.
I left the bagels in the jet.
Chevy Trailblazer. Like a rock.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. By Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger and Chicken Bacon Swiss. It's better here. And by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time.
That's Mike Rump on the side there, and if Mike Holmgren puts 3 wide receivers on the field, Mike Rump goes on the field. And I'm not going to say Mike Rump is toast, but every team in this league is going after him until he can stop him.
Alexander spinning for first down yardage for Seattle. Julian Peterson made the stop.
Nice. See now, Seattle still isn't in 3 wide receivers. Bobby Ingram's going off the field, so he sits there. And when he stands there, you know, he's not getting beat. And his confidence is able to come back. I would go right at him. I mean, you got a big play by Darrell Jackson by beating him. I mean, I think you got to keep them on their heels. You're trying to get back into this game.
Alexander, not much. And let's go again to James Brown for a quick game break.
Hey, Pat and Brian, what a woeful day for Kurt Warner. Take a look here. Dropping back, going for Isaac Bruce. Played perfectly and picked off by Troy Benson. That's 2 picks on the day for Warner, who is 13 of 30. He personally has accounted for 3 of the Rams' 5 turnovers. Back to Pat and Brian.
The top 6 teams, thank you, JB. Top 6 make the playoffs. Green Bay has clinched with that victory over Chicago today. They're the first ones in. Hasselbeck gets it outside. Oh, what a move by Ingram.
Yeah, I tell you, you can just see kind of like a little bit of a shift here in the stadium. It's gotten quiet. Yep. They're getting the ball in their playmakers' hands right now. And this is like, whoop! There's a hoo. There's a hoo-ha on John Keith.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave it to him. They took it away from him, and he had him grabbing air.
Had him tackle an empty sack.
I'll tell you, this guy Ingram is dangerous in that area.
Nothing doing there. Ulbrich made the stop on Alexander. Come on, stay after Sean. What Holmgren was saying. Yeah. Take it up in there.
Well, he's a young guy that wants to hit a home run.
Immense talent.
A lot of talent. You know, he's a great receiver. And you know, he's taken over for Ricky Waters, who I thought was a good mentor for him. And now you got Rump on the field. I mean, I think you got to find him. I mean, right now, Mike Rump he's over here on Ingram, and that's a tough matchup for him. It's like Rump might even blitz on this play.
Now they come. Darrell Jackson flag. It's going to be a face mask, I'm sure.
And if it's a face mask, it's going to be a first down.
Probably on Parrish. Didn't take him long to find him, did it?
No. But that's what this game is all about.
Oh,
it's about matchups and winning matchups. And if you find
no personal foul for the face mask. The flag is being picked up because he grabbed the upper part of the shoulder and the neck and not the face mask. It's 3rd down.
Okay to grab the neck.
Well, that's a face mask.
Shoulder.
Yeah, I mean that's all. It was face mask first, and then it was jersey after. But this is, you know, the only reason why he grabbed the face mask is he was out of position by the move by Darrell Jackson.
3rd and 3. Crowd encourages the 49er defense. See if they're up to the challenge. 3rd and 3.
Well, it's a big play here. Yeah, you can feel it. The crowd senses it right now. Seattle comes sprinting out of the huddle.
Alexander. And he took it up in there.
Wow. Maybe he heard him that time, huh?
Maybe Ulbrich made the stop, but he got the first down for Seattle.
Boy, he hit that hole well, too.
Yep. You could hear it all the way up here.
Yeah, and, you know, he ran right behind Walter Jones, his franchise left tackle. Right here. I mean, Max Strong in there with a good lead block.
Oh,
great lead block.
Two good blocks.
That's one of those plays, Pat, where you do in training camp. That's the old Oklahoma drill. You know, you just lead right in between the two cones and try and keep it right there. Who can stuff the stuffing out of the other guy?
Hasselbeck drilled it perfectly. Inside the 10 is Darrell Jackson. The ball might have come loose. The 49ers are saying we got it. What a throw by Hasselbeck, and it's San Francisco ball.
Costly. Hasselbeck did make a great throw. That's Derek Smith at the bottom, still trying to wrestle possession of it. Boy, this is a laser shot.
This
down
is
the
perfect.
seam. Yeah, it is. On Ahmad Plummer that time, and now Darrell Jackson trying to do something after the play, and that's Julian Peterson, the outside linebacker that came down and used his speed to strip him. Great hustle by Peterson.
Yep, and got his arm in between.
Now, Darrell Jackson's knee might have been down.
Yep.
That when
they're going to challenge.
Yep. The ball definitely came out, but was the knee on the ground, and that's what Mike Holmgren wants to take a look at.
Rolling on the field. It's a fumble recovered by San Francisco. First down.
Doesn't look like a challenge.
No challenge. Well, I don't know. Mike's got the red flag out. He's got in his hand right now.
Watch the arm come between the ball and the other arm.
Oh, yeah, that ball.
It's certainly worth a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win it.
Well, the knee's down there, but the ball is out when that knee hit that. So,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's better off just saving that flag and saving some challenges that he may need later in his game.
What a strike this was from Hasselbeck.
Wow, I mean, you know, this game is, if this game, well, depending on how it turns out, I mean, that's going to be a huge play because Jackson's going in. You got Seattle down there knocking on the door, and Peterson makes a great defensive play.
Now, Mike Holmgren's on the competition committee, and among the things he deals with are the replay situation.
This is a replay. He was a big guy that gave a push to that ball.
Yeah, he really was.
Seattle is challenged and rolling on the field if this runner was down by contact.
Mike was telling us yesterday about the tuck rule that he thinks needs to get changed. As we said, you know, there's no more fumbles in pro football. I mean, this ball is out, Pat. All right, now, I don't know if his knee is down. We'll take a look at it here. But it seems like every time a ball is out, it's either challenged, the whistle blew, you know, you got to replay it. You know, you don't get any clean fumbles anymore in this game.
You started to say the rule he thinks will be changed is not this one.
No.
Is the tuck rule, the famous one.
Well,
from 2 years ago.
You know,
or from last year, I'm sorry.
From last year, the playoff game, you know, Tom Brady. Where there's one thing with the armors going forward. It's another thing when that ball, the quarterback isn't trying to throw it. He's just trying to protect it. Mike is going to give him, Mike's wanted to know if when the ball is out, when the knee hit. Is it all the way out? Does he still have a hand on it? Does he still have some kind of possession of the ball? And he's going to plead his case. And he's looked at enough of these on tape, being on that committee. Another rule that he had a big play in this past year was that screen rule, where, you know, if
that's a good one.
You know, where somebody jumps on that back going out on a screen, and the quarterbacks didn't have any player to go with the football before.
Of course, there's a big movement now to change the overtime rule.
And the overtime rule, especially after a couple overtime games today.
After reviewing the play, the runner is running with the ball. As he is going to the ground, the ball comes loose before he hits the ground. Therefore, it is a fumble. It's San Francisco's ball, first down. Seattle is charged with timeout.
Now Darrell Jackson is out pleading his case, saying, I wasn't down. Oh,
that's, you can't do that on the field of play either.
Nope.
I mean, he just got a taunting penalty.
He just got away with one right there.
He got away with one. But he should be upset at himself. I mean, the ball got pulled out of his hands from behind by a great play in Julian Peterson. Hasselbeck said that that's his guy, too. I mean, he's the guy that he's most comfortable with. He really feels like he knows him. Knows his moves and what he's going to do. Tom White turned his back to him. Otherwise, he would have pulled the flag out and thrown it.
Yep. All the Seahawks trying to calm him down.
Well, Mike knows
the Chief Seahawk is over now.
Yeah, and what'd you say about that water boiling on the inside?
Yeah.
Pat? Yeah, well, it just went up a few more degrees.
Here's Hurst. To about the 9.5. Rocky Bernard made the stop.
Well, Darrell Jackson has to forget about that and get his head back into the game. They're going to need him. Right now, the defense out there on the field, I mean, I would expect a steady diet of Garrison Hurst from San Francisco here.
Mike was saying after the hit that Jackson took in Dallas from Woodson that the concussion was not a problem.
No.
It was the blackout that was the problem.
That dangerous seizure.
Yeah. Incomplete, intended for Streets. Flag on the play.
Late flag, and it was a personal foul against Seattle. I think going after Garcia after he threw the ball.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 99. Defense. 15 yards. It's a first down.
My question is, how do you know when Garcia's out of the pocket?
Well, first of all, I mean, you got to chase him all the way, but oh, boy, he hit him right in the stomach. He's like had a hard time getting his breath back.
Yeah.
Wasn't much, but it was with his helmet. So you're hitting the quarterback, you're hitting him late, and you're hitting him with your head. And Seattle is their own worst enemy right now in this third quarter.
They looked like they were in the game a couple of moments ago. Here's Hurst.
Here he goes.
Stiff arm. Ball came out, went out of bounds. Belongs to the 49ers. What a stiff arm.
To tell you what, that's violent yardage, Pat.
I tell you.
Violent yardage there. Pushing the defender off, and this is what Hurst wanted. This is what he wants when he gets to carry the ball all the time. He gets a chance to set up the defense. Now watch Ken Lucas here.
Bang.
Knocks him away once. Twice he knocked Lucas off.
Yeah. 31-yard gain by
I'll tell you what, Pat.
Garrison Hurst.
You know, Garrison Hurst, this is his 10th year in the league, coming off 2 major ankle surgeries. He goes over 100 yards here today, and he's going to get more.
Averaging 4.7 per carry. Reverse to Owens at the 40. Taken down by Seattle. Reggie Tongue led the defenders.
Yeah, Garrison Hurst, you know, when he goes over 100, 49ers are 17-1 in those games. It's like one of those stats you see in the league that, you know, it pops up, but it's so true. When you can run the ball and you get those kind of yards, it's not something magical about it. It means that you're wearing the defense down, you're keeping the other offense off
the ball.
Yeah.
His 18th 100-yard game. Here's Hurst again. Almost broke that one.
Now, he'd been just a model citizen about handling the rotation with Kevin Barlow. And Barlow, to me, is going to be a very good player for a long time. Kind of reminds me of a young Ricky Waters. But every back in the league wants a chance to, you know, to do what Priest Holmes does, to be the feature back all the time.
Hurst stays in bounds and gets down to the 20. Reggie Tongue. Hurst was split out wide to the right.
Well, he came out there in Seattle, who never lined up, never covered him. I mean, here he is. I mean, just another breakdown in the Seattle defense. you would think that the day that Garrison Hurst is having, that no matter where he goes, you're going to get a couple of eyeballs on him.
Just a moment ago, Seattle was at the door to make the game closer. Now it's the 49ers at the other end of the field.
Some kind of turnaround.
30 seconds left. The pass up the middle to Paul Smith. Gets down to about the 16, 15 and a half maybe. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, San Francisco 24, Seattle 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Extremely pleased. I've broadcast over 450 football games. I wouldn't want to be out there being tackled by these gals.
I can't stay here another minute.
Not what you need to hear. Then Super 8's where you need to stay. As clean as can be 1,900 times over. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
This place? For that kind of money?
Not what you need to hear. Then stay here at Super 8. Clean, comfortable rooms because we inspect them more than any major economy chain. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Super 8.
Great news, America. Andy's back. Andy Richter returns to Fox tonight with the season premiere of Andy Richter Controls the Universe. Show that TV Guide calls the best mid-season comedy. That's tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central, following an all-new Malcolm right here on Fox.
Look at it. I mean, what a way to come to the game. Just come and you got your own monitor. You know, you got your own little.
You got your airline seats back there.
Yeah, that's not a bad situation there. Got your Garrison Hurst jersey on.
Garcia has to throw it away.
They got the. See, he got his Sharpie with him.
Yeah,
He's loaded, right? Got the camera. Yeah, I don't know what this is down here. I'm not sure. That's something that you might have under one of your Christmas trees, Pat.
That's it.
You got your own. You got your Gatorade cooler. You got your first-class jet seats.
That's his spotter.
Yeah, you got your bottle of water back here. I mean, that's the best seat I've ever seen in a stadium ever.
It is.
And I don't know how you pack everything in there. If you come with a suitcase or how you get it all there. You bring your own seats with you?
What do you do if you check that bag? Owens stretches out.
They want a good seat to be able to see Terrell Owens try to get into the end zone.
Maybe he'll sign their seats.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got great seats, but why would you sit down if you can stand up? I mean, look, not anybody's way back here.
Yeah.
Why? They got their own platform?
With a marvel. Wonderful arrangement.
Well, I tell you, I want those seats at the Super Bowl. That's the way to get down on the field.
First and goal at the 6. Hurst. Close. Stopped by Lamar King.
He's tough. You know, the most carries he's ever had in his career is 28 carries. And he's coming close to that today. And he's just one of those backs. It's amazing because he's on a completely reconstructed, you know, like the $6 million man. And it's like the $6 million ankle coming back. And he still rehabs that ankle, trying to keep it right.
Hurst. Touchdown. His third career high. How things can change so quickly.
Well, that's a 14-point turnaround.
Yep.
Darrell Jackson going in to try and slice it 24-17. Instead, San Francisco answered it, and the offense has gotten a good wake-up call today.
1 yard touchdown run again by Garrison Hurst. Chandler for the extra point.
Good!
And the 49ers move ahead a little bit further. 31-10. 13:25 left.
Wasn't for football on Thanksgiving, I'd be sitting here talking to Uncle Larry all day.
Got your nose. Come on now.
Garrison Hurst averaging 4.5 yards per carry. 117 yards on 26 carries, a career high 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know, it's in San Francisco, no surprise. Went back to the running game, more of a balance. You know, they'd called 72 passes on Monday night against the Eagles, and that's not the way the 49ers are winning Super Bowls and going to the playoffs. They were always a very balanced team.
Chandler puts some life into Seattle, and they'll start at the 40.
I'll tell you, if San Francisco's going to be a playoff team, their kicking game in some ways is still awful. And you don't get far in the playoffs with those kind of kicking.
Back comes Jackson and the Seahawks.
I love this man. I love him. I love him. I love him.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention. By De Beers, declare your love this Christmas. By Microsoft, providing software for the agile business. And by Office Depot, what you need to know.
San Francisco leads 31-10. Seattle has had some chances. They've really shot themselves in the foot.
Well, they've hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, turnovers, penalties. They've moved the football.
Hasselbeck. Excuse me.
No, I mean, they got what they want. 3 wide receivers right now.
Jackson makes the reception.
Here's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Man. You know, Jackson scored the touchdown. Then he taunted Mike Rump, and you know, then he had a ball going towards the end zone and fumbled it and got frustrated by it, threw his helmet down, and then Rocky Bernard, the rookie defensive lineman, got a late shot on Garcia.
Yep. Alexander, the ball carrier, stopped by Flanagan, but he'll move the sticks. Bernard tried to hold up.
Yep.
But he was already in the act of firing with his head and going with his arms, and he couldn't stop. 49er blitz, pass deflected by Rump.
We've seen this a couple of times today. You know, Mike Rump, who's had some problems in coverage the last few weeks. I mean, if he's going to struggle in coverage, blitz him. And that's what he did that time. Blitzed him right off the corner. Got his hands in the face of Hasselbeck.
Had a sack earlier.
Yep. I'm here to see him. There he is coming. You'll see him right in your picture. He got himself kind of a hit on Hasselbeck as well.
When you get breaks or make plays, you have to take advantage of it.
Here he comes again on a blitz look.
He's coming. Way inside. They pick him up pretty well. Flag on the play as Bobby Ingram shook free. Indianapolis playing very well.
Boy, aren't they though? Had won 3 in a row coming into today, playing Houston. Tony Dungy doing an excellent job. Illegal use of hands here on San Francisco.
Illegal contact, number 28, defense, penalties declined, first down.
The thing about the Colts, they're starting to get some people back.
Well, they are. I mean, Edgerrin James is getting healthier.
Yep.
And, you know, we asked Sean Springs about him because they saw him not that long ago, and he said, hey, Peyton Manning, you know, when you have Peyton Manning, you can change plays to the line of scrimmage. you get the ball to Marvin Harrison as often as you want, it's a huge advantage. Guy knowing the game that well.
Hasselbeck flung the ball to one of his tight ends, Jeremy Stevens, and escaped the sack. But that looked like a Brett Favre effort.
Well, Bryant Young, who got some penetration there. Really, the pressure on Hasselbeck has been pretty good today. And that was what was lacking on Monday night. I mean, they really never got a chance to get after Koy Detmer until the very end.
And by that time, he was gone.
Yeah, and it was, you know, they were way in advance, 35-10 at that point.
2nd and 7. Flag on the play. Pass is complete. Corin Robinson, but this is no play against Seattle.
False start. Number 82, offense. It remains 2nd down.
Jackson. There's the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, no team with a better than a 7-4 record coming into today. Indianapolis was beating up on Houston here this afternoon. Miami, of course, took one up at Buffalo today. They took a loss, so they slipped back a little bit. Another mistake by Darrell Jackson. This nullified a big game that time.
2nd and 12. Here comes the rush. Screen pass called at the perfect time. Alexander fumbles, and the 49ers, I believe, have it. When you get a pile like that, you never know who's got it. There are a lot of interesting things that go on down in a pile like that.
Yeah, our cameras can't get underneath a lot of that too.
Yep. It was forced by Mike Rump. And Seattle came out of there with it.
And Sean Alexander trying to pick up a few more yards, and you're right, Mike Rump stripped that football.
Well, Alexander, I believe, got it back.
Yeah, he got an arm out there and was able to pull that ball back in. And this is such a
3rd and short.
Seattle goes to 2 tight ends, so Mike Rump comes off the field.
Alexander has the first down to the 49er 20.
I tell you, if Seattle can stop the mistakes, I mean, it doesn't look like San Francisco can do much to get in their way or stop them right now. I always thought that, you know, when Seattle was in that AFC West, that it was always shootout type games. They were involved with one last week against Kansas City. Now that they're in the NFC West, you don't think about it as much, but that's what type of offenses are here. Wide open, can get the ball down the field, can score in a hurry.
Hasselbeck drops back, fires, and that's going to be out of the end zone. Well, they were in the AFC West. It almost seemed like they were forgotten. It was Kansas City, Denver, Oakland, San Diego, and that other team.
Right. No, you're right, though. I mean, those games were legendary for high scoring.
Yeah.
I think some of it was just the great weather out here in the West. And then going up to Mile High, though, you didn't get that at this time of the year.
Matt Hasselbeck. He's hung in there today.
Yeah, he's taking some hits, but he's still firing.
Father played in the NFL. Here's Alexander. Flag on the play. Alexander scores, but they're going to bring it back, I'm sure, for holding.
Boy, Robbie Tobeck, the center, is hot and steamed. He doesn't like this call at all.
Holding, number 71, offense. It's a 10-yard penalty.
All against Walter
second
Jones.
down.
And let's see if we can see it. Well, you can always see it.
Here's working on Andre Carter. Well, he just got rolled up behind him. I don't know how you could say that's holding. I mean, he just got running right behind. I mean, that's a touchdown you're taking off the board here. There he is here. He's working on Andre Carter. He gets into him. He's just driving him off the ball. And Robbie Tobeck here falls on the back of his leg.
Well, that's a big hole. Well blocked by Seattle. But Bernard, second, back at the 30-yard line. Fake to Alexander. Here comes the pressure. Again, Hasselbeck gets rid of it.
He's a magician.
He's going to be in another cloud.
Yeah, he's been in the cloud. That was Andre Carter that came around and hit him that time. And, you know, this time of the game, the offensive line knows that you basically got to throw it every down. This is the defensive linemen. They get in a track stance. They know they can just tee off here. They're not really playing the run much. That was just an underhand flick, just trying to save the play.
And he had Alexander in the vicinity, which is all you have to have. Here's Hasselbeck. This time he has time. And now he goes.
Needs a block.
Oh, he got it beside the head by Rump.
Yeah, I tell you, Rump put a whack on him.
Yeah.
It's just these little plays that Rump has made, you know, pulling the ball out of Alexander's hand and coming up and delivering a hit. You feel like you're contributing. That's another way you can build a little bit of confidence for a guy that needs it.
Alexander checks out. It's 4th down and about 5.
Oof.
So they got a good chunk of it back.
Yep.
Maurice Morris replaces Alexander.
Here's this matchup with Rump in the slot.
Hasselbeck fired, incomplete, and the 49ers will take over. Jackson, the intended receiver. So one more time, the Seahawks come away with nothing. 31-10 San Francisco. Back at Candlestick, 49ers 1st and 10 at their own 14, leading 31-10. Derek Deese has still not given up a sack all year.
Well,
the left tackle.
And he's still working over here.
Hurst struggles for a couple. Curtis Fuller made the stop.
Derek Deese is just a heck of a football player. You know, he's been around a long time. And you know, there's not a lot to him. I mean, he's got calves that are almost as small as Jeff Garcia's. I mean, he's one of those linemen that when you see him 5 years from now, if he's retired, he'll be 220 pounds. Hey, look, I mean, where's the calf on Garcia? Where's the calf, you know, on Derek Deese? I mean, they're about the same size. There's not a whole lot to his legs there. Kind of chicken legs, but the guy is smart and he's athletic.
There's a whole lot in the chest.
Yeah.
A lot of heart. He hasn't given up a sack all year. That's unbelievable. Smallest offensive tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, you know, but you mentioned what's inside the chest there, that big heart, and you know, he's the only lineman in the league that has started at every offensive line position, and that's not easy to do. And came in, he was kind of a guard, but you know, he kept moving around because he always put the team first. So, you know, there he is playing guard, but there's an injury at tackle. He went out to tackle, and then, you know, they lost their center for a while one year. He went in and played center for the year. It always seems like San Francisco has a veteran offensive lineman that just has been around a long time, like Jesse Sapolo, or I mean, guys that just knew how to play the game.
Garcia runs, hits Hurst, incomplete. You know, it seems to a normal person who's not around football to say a guy like Derek Deese, who weighs 285 pounds, is a little guy.
He's a small guy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem possible, but he is, as tackles in the NFL go.
Yeah, and you know, he is small for a tackle, Pat, but he's athletic. And I watched him last week against Hugh Douglas. Howie Long was talking about Hugh on the pregame show today, how much he likes him, how good he is. Derek Deese, hook blocker. I mean, we had no other tackle in the league could get outside of Hugh Douglas, and he did it last week. Got Garrison Hurst the corner in a couple of runs.
Ingram back deep. Looking for something and gets to about the 48. 31-10, a 44-yard punt. 7:43 left to play.
Tonight on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new H2. Hummer like nothing else.
At Summerall with Brian Baldinger at the home of the 49ers. Field in good shape. Haven't seen anybody slipping all day. Usually you get that when you come here. Hasselbeck has taken a beating. Bounces off the hands or shoulder pads of Corin Robinson. Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with America's #1 pregame show. Then these 49ers battle the Cowboys in a showdown between two old rivals. Ryan now be. Or the Eagles look to stay on top of the NFC East against these Seahawks. Or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on Fox.
We'll follow these 49ers and some of the fans of Dallas next week. Yep. Cowboys won 2 in a row here. Looks pretty good in the last 2 wins.
Ooh, Hasselbeck. Incomplete.
I'll tell you, Hasselbeck has been hit a lot. I don't think he's been sacked, but maybe once. But that time, Julian Peterson put a hit on him, and they're trying to get Julian Peterson more involved. Look at that. Just threw a cross body block into him there. Good thing that Hasselbeck got those legs out of the way. I mean, you hate to see.
Those knees can go in a situation like that.
Heck, did he come flying in there like that? He's throwing his body in there.
Jeff George. Familiar name for a long time.
A lot of different helmets.
Incomplete to Darrell Jackson.
So that Mike Rump now. I mean, the guys are all hitting him in the helmet and slapping him. He's made some plays here in the second half. They gave up the 1 touchdown, but outside of that, I mean, he's been aggressive. He's had some hits. And you don't want to see a young guy kind of come out of an area where, you know, he didn't have much confidence coming into the game. But it just takes a couple good plays, a couple good games to get that going for you.
Well, when you get in a situation like that and they start to get after you, you either get with it or you get out of here.
Or you fold your tent. You don't need Jimmy Williams, though. I don't know what he was doing with his hands before that.
Jimmy Williams back. Fields the punt for the 49ers. 41-yard kick.
Platoon, Wall Street, Hot Shots. Somebody loves Charlie Sheen. Oh.
Can I run a check for these?
Can I see some ID? I'm gonna have to call the bank.
Is this gonna take long?
Yes.
How's it going?
This doesn't look like you.
It did when I came in here.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
How's it going?
It used to be business was conducted face-to-face, and people were helpful. It was known as common courtesy. At Siebel, we make application software that lets you once again give your customers personalized service. It's made a real difference in a lot of successful companies. It could make one in yours. Siebel, good service is good business.
Sorry. It's okay. Stop! Tim here is on his first date, and his family has some advice. With T-Mobile, families can talk all they want. Bull.
Hello? Let her win.
Hello? Tell her she smells nice.
Hello?
Does she come from money?
Hello?
Does she have a sister? Wrong number.
Families talk free. Additional lines just $10, only from T-Mobile.
Get more.
This January, 20 women have been invited to a chateau in France to win the affection of one man who's wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. But things aren't always what they seem.
Oh my God.
Joe Millionaire. Discover his secret this January on Fox.
Against Seattle, it's been, well, not too much of a challenge to run. They're the guys that have gotten over 100 yards against their defense. And that's why their record is what it is. About to be 4-8. Chad Eaton made the stop.
Harrison Hurst, the newest back to go over 100. You see the quickness that he still has, and the explosion, and then the quick holes. I mean, it's a quick hitting back, and that means the offensive line up front is doing a job. And the other guy that got very little mention today, that's been leading him most of the way, has been the fullback Fred Beasley, who I think it's about time that they start honoring guys like Beasley and William Henderson in Green Bay as true fullbacks and giving them a chance to go to Hawaii.
Such a thankless job. Hurst again. Burrows for a couple.
It's so thankless, Pat,
Yeah.
that, you know, you don't even find fullbacks coming out of college anymore. Nobody
No.
plays the position.
Why would you?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you don't have a long shelf life. You know,
No.
Your neck gets pounded. Freddie Beasley, he's got a bad groin, he's got an ankle, he's got a knee. His neck is crushed. You know, I don't know. I'd like to see him after a game.
Well, there's one that did it for a long time.
Yeah,
right there
yeah.
by him.
Tom Rathman.
Yeah.
Sure. He looks good. I mean, you look at Rathman after all those hits that he took. I mean, he's still in great shape.
He delivered a lot of hits.
Yeah, well, that's the other part. You want to deliver a whole lot more than you take.
Garcia by Anthony Simmons, who blitzed in a fashion where no one could pick him up. Coming up on the Autotrader.com post-game show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will wrap up today's early games, and the Fox Sports Ticker will have up to the second stats after we're through here. San Francisco will now have to punt with their new punter. And as you said, that's an area of the 49er game that's got to improve. They're going to go in and win in the playoffs.
Well, you got to have confidence. You got to have belief.
Yeah.
You're going to get some bad weather on the road in different places, even here. You've seen bad weather in January.
San Francisco's remaining schedule, there in Dallas next week, then to Green Bay, then to Arizona, then St. Louis. St. Louis, of course, indoors. Green Bay, who knows how the wind will be blowing there. Arizona, they seem very harmless. Watch them win.
Well, you know, Arizona had a good game against them here, but you don't want to take anybody lightly in this league. We've seen that happen too often, too many teams, week in, week out. But San Francisco, they needed a solid win today. They needed had a two-game losing streak coming in today. They wanted to make a statement, give themselves confidence that they're going to be in the playoff picture.
Screen pass, Alexander. Had a few set up, gets to the 40. Hasselbeck. How about the shoes that Jeff Beagles, the Seattle punter, was showing us before the game? Well, the golden slippers.
They were. They were like Cinderella slippers.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, the leading punter in the league, but his shoe is 3 sizes too small. He squeezes it on, and it weighs about, it feels like a slipper. It's made in Tokyo.
Well, one cleat on the shoes that we wore would weigh more than
the
that
whole shoe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, he's carrying a bunch of shoes around with him like he needs. I mean,
that's not the shoe.
That's not it, but that's Beagles. I mean, so if you're not punting, then you don't need the little shoe, because he said it cuts the circulation off in his foot. So that's the other thing about punters. You know, they got shoes all over the place, like we got socks all over the place. You know, you're always missing a shoe, because you got one on that you wear, then you got the other one that you got to punt with. I don't know what he does with the slipper. I think he just, you know, you could fold that thing up and just stick it inside your helmet.
Hasselbeck deep for the end zone and out of the end zone. That Philadelphia-St. Louis game is just about over. If it remains like it is, St. Louis, of course, lost 5 in a row, then won 5 in a row, and everybody thought they're on a roll. Now they're about to lose 2 in a row.
Yeah, and they knocked themselves right out of the picture. And for Philadelphia, you got to give credit to Andy Reid to come in and come here on Monday night with Troy Detmer, and then to play St. Louis, a hot team at home with A.J. Feely, get to your third quarterback and still find a way to win. That's a credit to really the whole team.
Andy Reid for knowing how to handle the situation, traveling all across the country, coming all the way out here, going all the way back. playing what's supposed to be a very, very good St. Louis team.
Well, his mentor for all of this is Mike Holmgren.
Yeah.
I mean, everything he's done is to mirror what Mike Holmgren taught him in Green Bay.
Well, Mike Holmgren taught him how to look and talk like him.
Well, they're going to see each other next week. You know, Philadelphia's got to go all the way out to Seattle next week. And even though they didn't play well today and they hurt themselves with turnovers, I think that this could be a very special offense. If they can keep it all
One of these
together.
days.
Like that. I mean,
Touchdown. Corin Robinson went up and got it.
I mean, they got guys that can make plays.
Like him.
Just like that.
15 yards from Hasselbeck. What's his catch?
Yeah, I mean, this
is an athlete.
I mean, he's adjusting. You know, he just went up and got that
Yeah.
ball. You know, adjusted his body all the way around to the ball. I mean, Jason Webster, I mean, all they have to do in San Francisco is play the ball in the air better than they do. San Francisco's trying to get a timeout right now. They want to replay this. They saw something where maybe Corin Robinson
didn't get both feet down.
Yeah.
Waving the flag is Mariucci.
He got up until the next snap to be able to do it, and they wanted to try and get a look at the replay of it before they did that.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field that this is a touchdown.
Yeah, 360 in the air there.
One. That's touchdown.
Well, if that left foot might have been out.
The toe, let's see.
Yeah.
This we should be able to see from this angle. There's
the right foot's down, no problem.
Left foot? Ooh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Well, if you say I don't know, Pat, then that means they're not going to overturn it.
Yep.
You got to know to overturn it.
They're a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his other foot down, dragging the toe. But I don't know if the left foot's out of bounds or not.
Well, this is not going to be a good angle.
No.
I think that if you say, I don't know, you look at it, Pat, you know, you get a good angle, and you say, I don't know, then that should say, we don't have enough evidence.
Yep.
And you kind of just go on with it. And he's saying, of course, saying it's a touchdown. Well, Robinson coming off his best game of his career last week.
There's one down. There's the other.
I don't know yet. I don't know if it's on the stripe or not.
Tell.
I can't tell. And if you can't tell, then you're not supposed to overturn it.
That's right.
You're supposed to just leave it as it is. He said, though, regardless of what happens here today, Corin Robinson believes, like Hasselbeck, that the sky can be the limit for this group. That they've got talent.
Well, this is sort of ridiculous, and you say, what difference does it make whether he's in bounds or out of bounds or his touchdown or not? These two teams are in the same division now.
That's right.
And they're those everlasting tiebreakers when they get down to a place at the end. Seattle with very little chance.
Well, you mentioned
no chance.
Well, you mentioned the division game, Pat. I mean,
yeah.
If San Francisco holds on and wins this game, they're 4-0 in this division.
Yeah.
And we're still St. Louis, you know, and Arizona still to play. But, you know, when you're trying to get to the playoffs, the first thing you try to do is you win in your own division. Then you want to win at home, you know, and then you want to steal games on the road when you can.
That's the formula.
That's it.
Dennis Green told us when he was coaching at Minnesota, he learned that from Holmgren. Take care of the games in your own division first.
Yep.
Win those games. Less than 2 minutes left in the St. Louis-Philadelphia game, and it's 10-3 Eagles.
After reviewing the play, the receiver's possession of the ball with 1 foot down, the second foot comes down at the sideline. There is no visual conclusive proof to overturn the ruling on the field. Therefore, the ruling stands. This is a touchdown. San Francisco is charged to timeout.
San Francisco burns a timeout. Hasselbeck is 25 out of 44 for 339 yards.
Putting up some numbers.
Yeah, he is.
No, the problems in San Francisco in their secondary still exist, but you can overcome them when your offense is on and your running game is on and your special teams performs. But those holes are still there, and it's still going to cause some problems for the Mooch.
Lindell trying to make it 17, and he does. 31-17, 3:50 left to play.
My son Brian and I are making sure everyone in Chicago is eating good.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, thanks. You need some nice hot chunky soup to fill you up right.
Introducing Campbell's Chunky Herb Roasted Chicken with potatoes and garlic. Big chunks of savory roasted chicken and loads of veggies.
Are you a good player?
He's a great player. Do you want to see?
Duck, duck, goose.
New Campbell's Chunky Roasted Favorites fill you up right.
The Seagulls are starting to circle.
How do you always know when the game is over here, Pat? When to come in?
I guess the empty seats, I don't know.
I don't know, you know, they don't stay, they're not here in the first half, they're not here before the game. They only circle, they're like buzzards circling on the team that's losing.
Is a Seagull the same thing as a Seahawk?
Oh, no. A Seagull is just a rat with wings. A Seahawk is a real bird.
Yeah.
You know, it's a majestic bird.
A rat with wings.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they just get in the way. You know, you're out there at the beach and you're trying to have a picnic and they just attack anything you open up.
Are there people like that?
No. Outside, he's caught by San Francisco.
Ty Streets in the hands team.
That's
and
why
the
they're
hands
out there.
do the work, yeah.
They always know when the game is over. They start coming in, and then if you're sitting down there, are you worried about them coming after you?
They may be coming after us.
We're open up here.
They're getting
Play
too close.
game. Kicking team. Kicking the ball before it was made ready for play.
Didn't go through this earlier and start the game. I'll tell you what, this is...
The other time it was San Francisco.
Anything like a press pass or anything to get in? They just come sailing in.
No, rats don't need press passes. Rats with wings.
No.
That's got a ring to it. That could be a movie.
Rats with wings?
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it. I'll skip that. I'll wait for cable.
Don't blame us, Coach.
Somebody just had a mic open. Don't blame us, Coach. But Seattle's going to get a second chance at this onside.
Yep. The ball's loose. Goes out of bounds. San Francisco will have it.
Did it go out of bounds before 10 yards, Pat? If it didn't go out of bounds before 10 yards, they have to re-kick it.
It went out of bounds after 10 yards. And I think Owens hit it.
All right, here's at 25. Oh, yeah, it's past 10.
Coach went down.
They should.
The kickoff went more than 10 yards. Last touched by the receiving team. Therefore, they can have the ball at the spot where it went out of bounds. First down for San Francisco.
See, as long as it goes 10 yards and the receiving team touches it, they're going to have possession of it.
You ever tried an onside kick?
No.
That's an art.
Yeah,
it really is an art.
Right? You got to get the hop.
Got to get the hop.
You successful in some of your onside kicks?
It's hard to do, yeah. A couple I was successful. Not 2 for 2, though, I can tell you that. There's Garrison Hurst still playing. Halapoy on the stop. Timeout, Seattle.
Well, I know Garrison Hurst is a warrior.
Yeah.
But they need him here in this stretch. Without Kevin Barlow, you know, you just think that you want to try to keep him as fresh as possible to go to Dallas next week. And maybe he doesn't need to take a pounding on these carries right now.
Barlow, they say, may be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
But in the
still
meantime,
like to save, as you pointed out, he's 32 years old. Final score in Philadelphia: the Eagles beat the Rams 10-3.
And
Bobby.
the only touchdown that game by Bobby Taylor on an interception from Kurt Warner.
Bad weather back east, I guess.
A lot of bad weather. Philadelphia gets a key win with their third quarterback, and the defense keeps showing up. You know, in this stage of pro football, Pat, it's hard for any team to be really good on both sides of the ball. You know, in Philadelphia, that defense travels well. They show up every week.
I think Tampa Bay probably is pretty close to being pretty good on both sides of the ball, too.
You know where they've gotten better, Pat? They've gotten better on their offensive line.
Yeah.
They brought Bill Muir in, who was the offensive line coach for the Jets. He's come down. I watched him on tape this week. They've really improved protecting Brad Johnson a lot better.
And it shows. His numbers are spectacular.
But that defense, I mean, it is really hard to score on that defense. They'll play later tonight.
You hear about Warren Sapp, of course. You hear about John Lynch. You hear about Derek Brooks.
Yep.
But they got some other players as well. Ronde Barber.
Yeah, Ronde Barber.
Yeah.
You know, and they've scored more defensive touchdowns than any team in pro football this year. And Garrison Hurst, I mean, that's why you don't want him out there. I mean, he just grabs his leg after that one. He's got to get picked up off the ground. Let him take a breather.
He's still in the game.
Well, you know, the offensive line is there in front of him, and he's a warrior. He wants to be there to the end, but it's you don't need that. You don't need that right now. You need to get off your feet, Garrison. You get some rest. You got another game next week, and all these games are important. You know, they want to win the division. They want a home playoff game. There's still a chance that if Tampa struggles tonight, there still could be a home playoff field advantage for San Francisco.
3rd and long. Garcia is going to throw it and go long. Incomplete. Knocked away. Good play by Sean Spring. Knocked away from Owen.
Well, if there was going to be any incident of Sharpie Gate 2, this would have been the chance, but Ron Springs was right there to play it.
Fourth and 8. And on comes the punter, LaFleur.
When your offense has struggled like San Francisco's has, only scoring 17 points the last 3 weeks, every chance you get for a score, I think trying to build a little bit more confidence and trying to keep your star player, Terrell Owens, happy. That's what that last pass was about.
Those of you who have watched the Eagles and the Rams, the Eagles winning it 10-3, welcome to Candlestick. And here's a summary of what's going on here. Garrison Hurst has been the workhorse. Career high 31 rushes. Career high 3 touchdowns. 124 yards. Williams, an 89-yard punt return, really was what turned the game around.
Yep.
And the birds are circling.
Yeah, they are. You know, for Garrison Hurst in this offense, you know, they only ran the ball 10 times on Monday night against the Eagles, and they got back to a much more balanced offense today.
Hasselbeck. Pass is caught. Corin Robinson made the play. Yes, sir.
I tell you.
31-17 here. Those are late joinees.
Hasselbeck may be a little cloudy from all the hits he took today.
Yeah.
But I tell you, he's still throwing the ball excellent.
He has piled up some yards today. He's got to be close to 400 now.
Yeah. You know, he had a career high last week for the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Hasselbeck. Incomplete. He was juggling Darrell Jackson. Again, for those of you joining, here is some of Garrison Hurst. He's been banging away all day. Three touchdowns, a career high. Career high in carries with 31. He's been the San Francisco ground game. Hasselbeck. Pass is picked off, dropped. Plummer. Coming up on the Autotrader.com postgame show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will wrap up today's early games. And the Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats.
Mooch had that red flag out that you throw if there's going to be some kind of a challenge.
Yep.
I don't know if he didn't think that Ahmed Plummer had possession of it right there.
Well, I think he did.
You know, it might have been worth the challenge to get that ball back.
I think it might have. Third down. Hasselbeck. Time to Alexander. Scampers and gets out of bounds just outside the 30. Close to a first down.
Hasselbeck has thrown the ball well today.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, and they've had a lot of drops and a couple of fumbles, but you know, if you're looking at what Mike Holmgren has here in the future, the guy that he brought from Green Bay and gave a big contract to last year is stepping up and really throwing the ball well.
He's 27 out of 48 for 388 yards. Career high for him. Morris moves behind him. Here comes the blitz. Hasselbeck going deep. That's going to go over everybody's head. And out of the end zone. Stops the clock with 2:50 left. Bobby Ingram was the target. Beg your pardon. That's Corin Robinson. Ingram is the first down man.
Well, you know, the advantage Corin Robinson has is his size and then his athletic ability, his ability to go up and get the football.
Tremendous speed as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the whole package. In fact, Sean Springs told us that he thought of all the guys he's played with and against, David Boston, Terry Glenn, that he has as good a combination as any receiver in this league.
But they were taking the picture machine in for treatment. Mealy made the catch.
Too many pass plays.
Yeah.
And maybe the Birds have circled too early in here. Because, yeah, I mean, San Francisco right now can't get lined up. They can't stop Hasselbeck. He's over 400 yards passing right now.
First and goal. Hasselbeck. Incomplete. Very nearly intercepted by Plummer.
And Plummer probably wants to know what he needs to do to hang on to one of these. Because he read this route perfectly. He jumps it. Watch this. He gets to the ball before Robinson does and tries to do too much with it before he catches it.
28 of 51 now for Hasselbeck. 410 yards. 410 yards. Not 3. 410 yards. 2 touchdowns. 1 interception.
Well, we said that this was going to be a fantasy league player's dream today. And if you got Hasselbeck, you're probably going to win this week.
Scrambling down at the 3 by Tony Parrish. Hasselbeck, guys.
Well, you probably want to try to get this play off before the
2-minute warning.
Yeah,
I don't know if they can do that or not. They hope to.
No.
They won't. 2 minutes left to play in San Francisco. Mike Holmgren still studying the sheets, and Hasselbeck still fighting for yards.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Coming up on the Autotrader.com post-game show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will wrap up today's early games, and the Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. Third down and goal at the 3. Hasselbeck gets rid of it. Touchdown. Jackson Hasselback is thrown now for 3 touchdowns. He's already broken Warren Moon's all-time Seattle record for yardage, 28. That's 29 out of 52.
And just think about what would have happened if Darrell Jackson didn't fumble that ball in the 3rd quarter, going in for a score.
The extra point's good. Jackson scores the touchdown.
Well, the accuracy, though, that he's shown. I mean, he's putting balls on the money now. He's been elusive. He's taken a hit all day today. And we thought that their best chance was to get those 3 receivers out there in the field, Jackson, Robinson, Ingram. Those 3 guys have all had a pretty good day today. But the play I'm talking about was Darrell Jackson earlier in this 2nd half. A great throw, another great throw by Hasselback. Here's Jackson coming in, looking to score, and Julian Peterson strips the ball out of his hands. San Francisco recovered it there and ended up going 95 yards to score, and it was a 14-point turnaround.
That was the big turnaround.
That was it.
And the Seahawks challenged that call. Yeah.
But I asked Matt Hasselback last night after I said congratulations on the NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week, if there was better days ahead. And he goes, I hope so. I hope they're a lot better than that.
Well, the official stats are 29 out of 52 for 413 yards. The Seattle team record is 418 by Dave Craig.
Ball's out.
Flag on the play. Terrell Owens, I believe, recovered it.
Well, why would we think that we could have a kickoff without a flag? You know, we started the game that way today.
3 times that's happened.
Whatever, Mooch just wants to
I wanted to stop. I want it over.
Yeah. He just wants the ball.
We'll take the ball.
Yeah. And
ball maybe didn't go 10 yards. That means they got to redo it.
Offside. Kicking team. 3rd man in from the sideline. Offsides. Receiving team. Number 82 lined up offsides. The penalty's offset. We'll replay.
Well,
nothing's easy here today.
No.
Nothing's easy. There's the offsides here.
Yeah.
And then on here, you see right there, you can't be lined up inside the 40-yard line. You've got to be behind the 40-yard marker at the kick. I've never seen that before. Both the recovery team and the kicking team, both offsides. I've never seen it.
Well, we'll do it all again.
Still trying to get that hop that you're talking about here, Pat. And you said it's a difficult.
Lindell kicking. It went 10 yards. The ball was loose. The ball's loose. And wait till they unstack. Seattle players, of course, saying we got it. You know, the way they're jumping around, they might. They do have it. Onside kickoff is successful.
And look at it. I mean, you got the guru there and Holmgren right there in his ear with the quarterback. Mooch can't believe it. He's in shock.
Orlando Huff recovered it for Seattle, so they've got time.
See that?
No timeouts. A minute 55.
That was Ty Streets who got his hand on it, but it was like a bad grounder. Took a little bit of a hop on him, and he never got both hands on it.
That's the hop you're looking for.
That's it. It wasn't a big hop. It was a little hop.
Yeah. Short hop.
Short hop. And I don't think Hasselback thinks that any of these guys can stop him right now.
Well, the way he's been throwing the ball, I don't think he does. Going deep and out of bounds. Well, in talking to Steve Mariucci yesterday, you got the feeling that whatever can go wrong is going to go wrong.
Yep.
He had that kind of attitude, and he might have been right.
Well, I mean, he seemed nervous and really concerned, and for good reason. I mean, the health of the secondary, is as thin as it can get on their fourth safety this year. John Keith right here making his first start back there has never seen this many passes. It's a barrage for him.
Four-man rush, Hasselback underneath to Ingram. First down, Seattle. They'll move the sticks, and he'll probably spike it quickly. Weber made the stop.
He doesn't need to spike it here, Pat. He's got the play set. He's in control, in command here.
Yep, he doesn't need to spike it. He didn't. He got away from the rusher. Throws up the middle, intercepted. Intercepted by the 49ers, Rashad Holman. Hasselback is sick with himself. Mike Holmgren thought he had a chance. Thought he was building a spectacular comeback.
Hasselback throws this ball across his body, and we've seen some of these young players step up today for San Francisco just when you didn't think they had anything left. Well, I tell you, Corin Robinson has to come back to that football. He just can't stand there like that.
What's he pointing at before the throw was made? Well,
they're down.
We're number one, but it was a challenge. For a game break, let's go back to Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat and Brian, it may seem like highlights pass, but this is Michael Vick in overtime. How does he do it? With his feet, 46 yards to pay dirt, 173 yards rushing on the day. Falcons win it 30-24. Falcons 1-1-1 in overtime. Folks, we will bring you back here for scores and highlights after your contest.
No timeouts left for Seattle. San Francisco has 2. They won't be called. And they can't be called. And this one put it in the books as very unusual at 31-24.
Well, and Hasselback thought that he was going to be able to come back and get this thing into overtime. The young guys are getting better there in Seattle. Hasselback is going to have a lot of big days in this league.
Yes, he is. Playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of arm.
San Francisco, defensively, they are still going to struggle, but they made just enough plays to squeeze out and hold on to this win.
Steve with a
that hurt
sigh of relief. Steve Mariucci walks off. We'll be back in a moment. Final score 31-24, San Francisco.